You guys, I don't want to talk about heat again for loads, but are you guys surviving? Are you doing alright?
I'm fine. Which is weird. Normally I'm terrible at dealing with heat, but I've been alright.
The only thing the heat has done was kill my internet for 2 to 3 hours today.
Yeah, your Ethernet
That's all it's
cable
done.
just melted.
What?
Yeah, last time my internet gave out, the dude that came to like look at it and sort it said that like it was the heat that caused shit to just start going wrong outside.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Sam was having internet issues literally like 2 minutes
Yeah,
before.
my internet
he
came
joined.
back at like 7:45.
Yeah, well, one of the biggest problems for like, networking and server rooms and stuff is just thermal overhead. Like shit gets hot and then stuff just breaks. And if we're having like,
I guess so, but
if we're having stupidly hot weather, like
yeah.
I was at work yesterday, and we got in and a bunch of the systems were just down. And a few people I work with were like, what's that all about? And I was like, it's probably because it's fucking hot. Like, it might just be, unbelievably hot.
I guess, but like, I guess I don't think about it. I've worked in places with big server rooms and stuff, and they're always kept super cold just to make everything run smooth.
Yeah.
But I guess, like local internet, I guess I don't think of as like, oh, it's hot, so the little box at the end of the road broke. Like, I guess makes sense. Like,
I like how there are people roasting, but their wires are cool.
Oh yeah. And just wrap the wires in ice. Easy fix.
Exactly. Put them in the cold ice bath, and they'll be fine.
I
just leave the company fridge open. It's fine.
Yeah, that just warps up the contents. Nothing changes outside.
yeah.
No, I've in an attempt to try and just get through the next few days, I've learnt how to make pina coladas. I've never made them before. And now
you need to get a bartending job. Every week,
no.
like I've learned how to make a new drink.
Oh, no, because
one day
I sound like an alcoholic.
Josh.
I thought you were gonna give like Josh's secret tip to staying cool in the hot weather: making fucking pina coladas.
Josh's tip to surviving this heat: get fucking sauced for 10 hours a day.
It's so funny.
No, I learned how to make. I bought all the stuff and was like, this, it's always intimidating making cocktails, right? Because it's like, oh, you don't want to mess it up. And the first one you make, you follow to the T, right? It's like it's the perfect cocktail.
Yeah.
And then you get like 3 or 4 in, and you're just chucking shit together and shaking it, and it's like it's close enough to the first one that you're whatever. So I'm making a shitload of those. My next one, I'm gonna make it's called a tequila sunrise. It's a bit.
I love tequila sunrise.
It's a bit more involved.
So good.
My dad went to Mexico a few weeks ago, and he's brought back with him for me like this really nice Mexican tequila.
Yeah.
Oh, I like how you like for me. Like, you're not having any bitches.
It's a nice little souvenir. But I wanted to like have some on its own, and I don't just want to keep like mixing it with something. I want to like make it into proper cocktails. So
yeah,
I've just been basically slamming back cocktails all day. But that's fine.
Living it up.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into this then. I guess I was hoping for a better transition, but I guess we'll go with what we've got. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Game FourCast, the weekly podcast where we get together and chat about what we've been playing and our favorite video game news that we've found. My name is Josh, aka BottlerWorks. I'm here with Olive Meister, Will.
Hello, my name is Olive Meister, or Will, and all of my responses will be generated by AI this week.
Oh, that's really good. Quick, Steve.
Hi, my name is Steve, and I'm here to do a little dance, make a little love, and contemplate every single life choice I've ever made.
And Sammeh.
Hello, my internet went down for 3 hours today, but I'm back. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
What did you do, Sam?
So I reset it like 3 times, and it came back, but then went away. So turning it off and on again.
No, I think he means less to do with how did you fix it, and more the existential dread of not having internet.
What did you do in the meantime? Yeah, because I remember I moved into a house with my buddy Harry ages ago, and they were like, "Yeah, you can move in, but your internet won't be on for 2 weeks." So we would just like lie on the sofa and just think about life, and it was like we just didn't know what to do with ourselves.
The comparison I'll make here, right, is you didn't have it for 2 weeks. I only didn't have it for 3 hours. So I literally had just booted up the Terraria server for me and my friends to play, That clearly didn't happen because I'm the host of the world. So middle finger to all of them who wanted to play that this evening. But I'll segue this into what I've been playing this week.
Okay.
I have been playing Rune Factory 5, which is a
I
single
saw
player
you playing
game.
that. Yeah. Let me.
And yeah, I'm just hammering away at that game at the moment. I am loving it. It's surprising because the one thing that I thought I would hate about this game is the combat, because I dislike action RPGs, right?
Yeah.
I think I've made that abundantly clear.
Yeah.
But
You're the opposite of me.
it's almost entirely fixed because it has animation cancelling dashing.
Wait, what?
So my character is just swinging his sword like normal, but then I'll just press the dash button, and during any frame of animation, we'll just be like, okay, now I'm dashing.
Okay, I'm now like 10 times more interested in this now that you've said that.
Yeah. So I'm not going to tell you that the combat's like incredible and really fleshed out, but just the fact that I can just like, I didn't mean to swing here, or this attack's missing. I can just, I'm going this way, and I'm going to start my combo from over here now. It just feels good, you know. This game, all it has is, it literally only has one attack button.
Yeah.
It has a dodge button, and then it has like 2 other buttons to cast like spells or special abilities, which use up your energy.
Yeah.
And energy in Stardew Valley terms, which I believe the easiest to describe it, is what you do. It's your bar for like watering plants.
Yeah, it's like you have 100 energy,
rocks, stuff
and
like that.
you can do 10,000 energy worth of stuff a day, but you have to pick and choose what you want to do before it runs out.
So you can use it in combat to help combat be easier, or you can, till the land, water the crops, stuff like that.
What's the ratio of farming to action?
So it's interesting because the farming bit, again, I don't know, that maybe this plays into why I like the combat. The animations are just really fast.
Yeah.
So you start the day and it's got you wake up at 6 a.m. and people don't leave their house till like 8 and shops aren't open till 9. But then if you play like Stardew Valley, if you've got a really big farm, you ain't leaving your farm till like 2 p.m. anyway.
Oh, the part of Stardew before you get sprinklers is painful because it's like I will spend 5 hours in the morning watering every single plant.
But like, maybe it's because it's like, this is your plot of land. You can't just hoe every bit of land in sight.
Yeah.
You have your 8x8 here, and you have this plot over here. But it's still like 200 plots of land that you can grow stuff in. But you're done in like 1 in-game hour, which is like a minute.
Yeah.
You literally just wander over, water everything, and it's so bloody quick. And that, as you, again, like in Stardew, once you get better equipment, you can do stuff even faster, right?
So it's like a combat game with a little bit of Stardew in.
I mean, it's built around the Stardew bit, don't get me wrong. Because it's like, if you till the land, your farming skill goes up, but your earth skill goes up as well, because you're interacting with the earth. And basically, the higher those skills gets, the more things they interact with. So earth increases like your earth magic abilities, but also like your vitality, because it's like it's the hardy thing, right? It's the ground, it's rocks and shit.
So what's the what's the end? What is this all in service to? What's the end goal here? Is there like a story, or is
every day, you get a little story beat? Because I'm only on like day 11.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, there's new people in town, and I'm like, I'll go see the new people, and then it's like, there's new people in town, and you get a new quest, so I'll go and do this quest, and it's like, you run out of things to do before the day ends, which is kind of nice. It makes you feel like you're wasting the day a bit, but in these games where their energy resource base, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
Except swinging your sword. Swinging your sword doesn't cost energy. Only special skills are.
Yeah.
So you can spend all day fighting stuff. I don't like to, but I probably should.
Yeah. It looks like a Tales of game during the combat sections.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things where it's nowhere near as fleshed out as an actual combat game is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just the animations are fast and it has animation cancelling, so it just feels really good for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, it has no reason to feel as good as it is, right? Because anyone that looks at that game and makes an assumption of it, your assumption is probably right. Like, it's just an anime farming game where, you know, you make friends with everyone and there's a big bad, but difficulty wise, you were always finishing this game with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that was my like this. It all sounds really, really good, but that was. I'd be lying if I said that wasn't my first thought as well when I first saw this game. Where I think I saw some screenshots of the farming stuff, and my first thought was, "Oh, this looks like a really weird PSP game." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It costs like $60 for some reason.
it
It's exclusive to the PS Store.
it costs $60 because the people that are going to buy it are going to pay $60.
Yeah.
The biggest service I can give this game, which almost sounds like not like a compliment at the same time, is it has no reason to feel as good to play as it does.
Yeah, that's good, right? You rather
just everything you do, you just breeze through everything you're doing. So it's like, oh, I've got to tend to my farm, and then you start doing it, and then you're finished, and you're like, that's 200 tiles watered, and I didn't realize I had done 200 tiles. You know, I was expecting to be here for like 10 real minutes.
Yeah. Would much rather be pleasantly, surprised than disappointed.
Yeah, it's there's a couple of systems which I'm like, maybe there's a few too many things you put in here. Like, there's a crafting system, so you can make your own gear and make your own weapons, and there's a cooking system. But as well as a cooking thing, you can get like 10 other pieces of cooking equipment that you have to interact with individually to make their recipes. And I'm like, could you not have just made one big station and just like make me tab through tabs?
I have a very important question. Can you get married in this game?
Yes, you can.
You can always get married in these games.
So there will be a best boy or best girl.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a staple of this genre.
Who are you romancing, Sam? What's their name?
I'm not at the moment.
Oh, you're still playing the field. Okay, you're young.
He's playing hard to get. He's playing hard to get. It's fine.
Bachelor.
I don't like anyone.
The best thing is because one of the questions.
It's this guy. Come on, it's this guy on the screen.
Relationship level 1 with everyone.
Yeah.
So I got to that, and then that triggers a romance event with one of the dudes, like the first trigger, and I'm like, bro, I was just chatting to you for a quest, like I didn't come here for your love story.
Right, Sam, I've got 2 really important questions for you.
Yeah.
What's the maximum relationship level?
I'm going to assume 10, but I do not know.
Okay, that's fine. And then second question, what relationship level are we?
We're like 6.
We're like a 6.
Between a 6 and a 7.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That mean we've done stuff, or?
That's fine. So when do we get married?
Buds.
Okay.
You get married at 8, you know?
Buds? Oh, fuck.
Sam's got to bring you his like crops first, and then
Yeah.
One day Sam will turn up to my doorstep with a bag of carrots, and I'll be like, thanks.
Also, as just come up on the screen, it reminded me, there's an entire taming thing. Like, you can capture and tame any animal, any enemy you fight except bosses.
Yeah.
Raise them on a farm.
And if they're like animals, then they act as farm animals. And if they're like orcs or kobolds or stuff, you can like feed them and pay them, and then they'll like water your plants and stuff for you.
Right, so we've got there's crafting stuff, farming stuff, action stuff, monster taming. We're 1 or 2 genres away from like a Craftopia sequel at this point.
I was thinking, is Rune Factory just
is.
simulating life? You know,
Rune Factory has. I mean, it's a series that's been around for a while, but it is one of the OGs for that style of game.
Or just like chuck everything in a big pot, give it a stir, and see what comes out.
Yeah, farming sim, the romance stuff, the combat. Normally, it's, I'm pretty sure in the old ones, it's a little bit more like top down
Yeah.
Like almost like mystery dungeon style exploration.
I think
rather
it was
than
the
anything
last
else,
one
but
on like Rune Factory 4. Was that like a 3DS game or something?
I think this is the first one on Steam.
Yeah,
they
'cause
are
they were-
traditionally Nintendo handheld.
I was going to say they were
games.
Nintendo handheld games. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I never played them, but every time it'd be like E3 or something, it'd be like Rune Factory 4, and most people would be like, "Okay, cool," and there'd be a handful of people like, "Fucking yes!"
I think I would like these games because I usually like the Stardew Valley, the Harvest Moons. But I just never have played a Rune Factory game for some reason. I'm not sure why. Probably because it was like Nintendo and they're usually harder to find.
Harvest Moon, Rune Factory is just a more free style game.
Yeah.
Like in Harvest Moon, you're very restricted. You normally you have to pick the east or the west side, and one focuses on animals and the other one on plants and stuff like that. And this is just mate. You just go.
For me, Stardew Valley has ruined all those types of games because I'm like, when you've almost got perfection, every other game seems a bit lesser to me.
Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, like I know what you're saying because Stardew Valley is so good at what it sets out to do, and then it's
like mod support as well.
Yeah,
so you can...
and you play anything else, it's just like, well,
Stardew Valley. The one thing I would say this easily has over Stardew is the exploration and the combat.
Okay, yeah,
because there's the town that you start in is, if you open up the map, you instantly see like the forest zone next by, and you're like, Jesus Christ, that's like 5 times the size of the town, and you haven't even got there yet.
I think so everything you're saying is it's really like piquing my interest, but I've got it on the screen now.
Price.
It's the Steam page, and it's too much for me to dip into like cash. So for people that are listening, it's $44.99. That's Great British pounds. I assume that's probably $55 around that for America.
Well.
Yeah, so I'm trying to. So I assume it's a $60 game in America, which at that point would be what, like 10% off. $54 or whatever. I don't know. It's a lot of money.
It is.
Does that
again? Part of me is just like, Rune Factory's always been a full price game. And that's just the price of full price games now. This isn't an indie company, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
I would either say like it would probably go on sale again, or again we can pray and cross our fingers that it will come to like Epic or Game Pass.
And that's the thing as well, is the fact that this is the first one on Steam, right? Which is kind of it's also bad to the point where it's like, oh, I can't go and play Rune Factory 3 on Steam and buy it for like £7 or something to see if I like it before buying 5. It's just this is the only one on PC, you're saying, yeah. Oh, hang on, check out the entire Rune Factory series on Steam. Ooh. Oh, it's one game.
Yeah, okay. He said that, and I was panicking then.
But, Rune Factory 4 special.
Okay.
I assume that's like a re-release of number 4. That's 25.
Or a port.
Yeah, you might get that at a decent. I know summer sale has finished now for Steam, but maybe
it's just again. I was internet went. And at the time, I didn't even notice until it dropped me from Discord when I was talking with people. Because I don't really play offline games that much.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice to be like, well, I'm just going to carry on playing games.
That's cool. That was really interesting to hear about. Yeah.
This is it's a great chill game.
Yeah. I think in a world where a lot of the games I play are very fast-paced action shooters, it's nice to have something to go back to that's a bit more chill.
Yeah.
Every so often. We'll go from that. So, Steve.
All good.
You said you finished The Boys.
Oh, yeah, I finished The Boys today.
When did you finish it?
Like an hour ago.
So it's literally fresh on your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to talk about that for a bit?
I can. Well, we can do.
Yeah, so let me bring up a picture. I'll start this off right now. Again, we've been itching to talk about this, or at least I have, for a while. We're going to spoil the ending of, or the whole series of Season 3 of The Boys. So this is your time to tap out, I guess.
And one more thing I will say is The Boys is a very adult series, so...
Yeah, it's awesome.
Trigger warning, I guess.
That's a good picture. Let's use this picture. Right, yeah. So season 3 of The Boys has finished. It's like 8 episodes, I think.
8 episodes, yeah.
I'm gonna
I
ask
think
you.
me, you, and Will have watched it, right?
Yeah. So everyone here except for Sam, who doesn't care about TV for 10 minutes, doesn't really care. I think is that right?
On this topic, I watched the first episode of season 1 of Umbrella Academy Ran Masks because they were
nice. What did you think?
Right. So because I made it very clear to everyone in the room that I do not care about spoilers and stuff,
Yeah.
they explained stuff as we went.
Yeah.
And knowing things when you watch that first episode makes it a lot better.
Yeah.
Wait, so
because I was just there like, what the hell is going on? Like, they were literally like, there's 7 of them, and then like in the first scene there's 5, and I'm like, bro, you just told me 2 seconds ago there's 7 of them. You know what I mean?
Are you going to watch
But
all of
like,
Umbrella Academy then?
Absolutely not.
No, okay, that's fine. I was going to say like, I could start watching it if you're watching it, but if you're not,
I mean, you should watch it anyway, Josh. It's a good show.
Okay,
The reason I wanted all right, let's get to the boys. But
this is the weirdest boys discussion ever.
Yeah. The reason I wanted everybody to watch Umbrella Academy alongside the boys is because they kind of do the same thing, which is like superheroes, but
bad,
you know, but bad,
but nasty.
Yeah. But I just found, because they came out at the same time, I watched some of The Boys, and then Umbrella Academy came out, and we watched an episode of that, and I was like, I think I kind of prefer this. I don't know. The Boys is so relentlessly miserable this season.
Well, I think that
I just sort of, it was like a slog to get through by the end.
What I liked about The Boys at the
by
start,
2 dance scenes to Umbrella Academy, and I was like, yeah, all right, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
what I liked about The Boys, at least at the start, is not necessarily that like if superheroes were real, they would be assholes. It was more like about like the collateral damage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like in the very first episode where it's like Huey's girlfriend gets utterly destroyed by A-Train just running through her. And it's like, it's stuff like that which I really liked. You know, what if, if Marvel was real, right? What if the Hulk just, fucking threw your car? It's like, oh, that's my car. Just shit like that. I really liked season 3 of The Boys. I think the introduction of Soldier Boy, I thought he was a really cool character. At least he was very well acted.
Rapper?
So there's a character in season
Soldier
3
Boy
called Soldier Boy.
The Boys. You.
And I think he does rap as well. So
yeah, I liked. What else did I like in season 3? I really liked like Black Noir's little thing he had going, even though he was like killed off very quickly.
I kind of liked all the new characters that they didn't keep around for very long, but they all like felt like a little bit interesting,
Yeah. The whole Soldier Boy being Homelander's dad thing, I don't know if it was just me. I felt like that was like really obvious. I'm not sure if anyone else caught that early on.
Might just be that I was dumb and my brain is melted because of the heat, but I didn't like catch it on.
You did. So I was watching it and I was like, well, Homelander does everything Soldier Boy does plus flying. It's exactly the same, more or less. And I was like, maybe there's like a thing there.
I was just like, oh look, there's another penis.
wait, what?
There was a penis or something every episode, it seemed to be.
Well, there was, what is it? It's like episode 6 or something. I think it's called Herogasm.
Yeah.
Which is just a big superhero orgy.
It's like you're seeing naked people on your screen for like 90% of that episode.
But the funniest bit of that is the running joke about the Frenchie always wanting to see it. And every character, because they're all in like separate squads at this point, but everyone's like, damn, he's going to be sad he missed this.
Oh, Frenchie would have loved this.
Yeah.
And there's the bit like when it's all
really
over,
funny.
It goes back to Frenchie and he's like, I can't believe I missed Herogasm.
Yeah. That was such a good joke. I really enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it, but I will say I feel like they added new characters and they gave some existing characters powers, and I was a little bit disappointed they weren't a bit more creative with some of the powers. Well,
they didn't really. My thing with that is they didn't really explain the rules of how it worked, and I guess it's because they didn't. They're just stealing the the serum, right, to give themselves powers. They don't know
It's
how
like an
it works.
untested drug. Yeah.
It would have been nice to know like why they get certain powers. So was it Butcher gets laser vision, Huey gets teleportation, and that's it. Right?
Yeah.
That's it, yes. And they all seem to have like super strength and
just generally
all the
buff
superheroes in that show just seem to be like super strength and bulletproof and shit like that, like as a baseline. Yeah.
But I was like, because I'm like, it might just because I've like seen My Hero Academia, but I'm like, wouldn't some people with powers get like freaky body mutations, or actually no, I think even in this series, like there was like the flying guy who had wings. Like
there's the guy with the massive penis at Hero.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
But, like I was surprised there wasn't more like. Wouldn't it have been funny if like someone had like an extra arm grow out or something, and it's like, does that?
I know what you mean, yeah.
And stuff, but yeah, I liked how dark and gritty it was. It kind of reminded me of Misfits, which was like a UK.
Oh yeah, lovely
series. Where it's kind of like, well, this is how it would actually be if people just got powers suddenly one day.
Yeah.
And no, they ain't gonna be perfect.
Well, it's the whole thing around the boys generally is just when you suddenly have powers. It's just like a complex, right? You just go crazy because it's like everyone else is basically ants. There's even the thing, I think it's it's like episode 3 or something, where Homelander pops off on stage on TV and he's like, "You people are fucking shit. You're all ants. I could kill you in an instant." And everyone just loves it.
Actually, speaking of that, you guys were talking, I think, last week, saying like, "Oh, the final episode, it would have been different if someone didn't show up."
Yeah,
like,
so
that's my biggest problem with this season is the last episode feels like it's building to some incredible confrontation, and then it almost doesn't. Nothing like the end of the season. A lot of characters have like interesting arcs, but nothing really happens this season. Like nobody dies. Right? None of the main characters die.
Soldier Boy's put back on ice, so he's not dead.
Yeah.
He'll come back in season 5 or something. It's like, oh, well, you got him out again.
and everyone who started with powers has powers, and everyone who didn't start with powers still doesn't have powers.
Still doesn't have powers.
But
the only big... Go on.
Yeah, so what was...
the character who you were talking about who shouldn't have been there?
So in the final confrontation, it's the whole, like, gang. It's like Soldier Boy, it's... Butcher and Outlaw, they're all there to kill Homelander.
Yeah.
And Homelander whips out his son from the side. He goes, "Oh, by the way, here is my son." And then all of a sudden, because the boy is there, none of them can kill Homelander. And it's just like so Butcher turns on Soldier Boy and this, that, and the other, and it's just like you can still do what you were there to do, which is kill Homelander. Just take the boy and be like, "Look, whether you like it or not, I'm now going to pick you up and take you away and remove you from this equation." And I just felt like the whole like final fight was flipped on its head because of this problem of Ryan being there, which he could have just been removed.
Yeah, but now they're going to have a season 4.
Oh yeah, now they can get more out of it. But I was looking at it, just don't target the kid or move the kid to the side or take him out the building, and then you can go back to killing Homelander.
Put the kid back in the cupboard.
It does feel like, because the whole show has been Homelander is the big bad, right? Like all the way through since the first season, he has been like, he's basically a walking nuclear bomb.
Yeah, the whole premise of the show is, what if Superman was a fucking asshole?
Was an asshole.
Was pure evil.
In this season, he even threatens, he's just like, "I will just kill America if I feel like it," because they're like, "We're going to release this footage of you being a dick." And he's like, "Okay, well, if you do that, I will just, destroy every major population center in the world. And then you see how you like your planet," sort of thing. And then it's like, all the whole plan, they're getting, they bring Soldier Boy, who's a terrible person by all accounts, but he's not so deranged that he's threatening to literally wipe out all life on the planet,
Yeah.
And then the whole season hinges on this, like, everyone realizes, oh no, Soldier Boy is worse, right? And I was like, I don't know, I just don't buy it. He's a dick, and he's from the 40s, so he's like, he's sexist and he's racist and he's and he is an asshole. He's a terrible.
But he's still the lesser evil compared to Homelander.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, no, we're gonna stop Soldier Boy. We made a mistake by letting him out. So the whole arc of the season just pivots like on a dime, and everyone's like, actually, we gotta kill this guy. And it's like, I'm like, no, he's right there.
And there's also like, so they the main reason they turned on Soldier Boy is because he was going to kill Homelander and Ryan, and they didn't like the fact that he was targeting Ryan. And then the series ends with Homelander just obliterating a civilian in public, and everyone's upset. Everyone's like cool with it, and then Ryan is like smirking. Yeah, and it's kind of like maybe Soldier Boy should have killed them both. Maybe that was actually fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like this whole it was like building to some really big finale, and then all the characters just suddenly started making really terrible decisions all at once.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah.
What's going on? What is happening? Yeah.
What I will say though is, for what I'm saying, which was the bits that I thought were a bit like, I still really enjoyed this show.
Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah. I really liked it. A lot of people had really fun character arcs, like Huey and what's her name? God damn it.
Starlight?
Yeah, Starlight. Yeah, they had like that really nice moment of like, he was gonna take the super drug or whatever, and then he was like, oh no, I don't have to be the superhero. I can just make her stronger, and then she's, she can take care of it.
I really like
take care of herself. Really annoying all season. I was like, the fact that he was like, I need to take this drug, and it's like, no, you don't. You really don't.
Yeah. Was it Frenchie's like plot with what's her face as well?
I'm like,
I can't remember the name. Yeah, it's
I've got a name in my head, but I'm like, I don't want to say it just in case it's wrong. I'm gonna
call her Kimiko. Kimiko.
Yeah, I think it's Kimiko.
Mon cœur. I like their story. That was really cute.
Yeah.
She had a few bits where she like broke out into dance and stuff, and it was all in her head.
That was really good. Yeah.
I thought it was fun, but I was like, why are they doing? Is it to show that the actress can like sing and dance?
Well, no, it's to show that that's how she feels on the inside, but she physically cannot do it. That's what she wants to
be. Yeah.
She's unable to speak, but she wishes she could sing and dance. And
I found it weird that in the hospital she was like, she could get out like half of a word, and then it was like she just dropped it. Well,
it's hard when you have a disability. It's like it's
but she still had like a big chunk of episode before she even got her powers back. So I was surprised they didn't try to push that a little bit further, like a quick "I love you" or something before she got her powers back and lost her voice.
I feel like that would have been explored more if there was literally more time, if that makes sense. It was like, I feel at that bit, they were racing towards the end of the show. And it was like, that kind of happened, but we need to wrap up everything else in like an hour and a half. So I enjoyed it. Looking forward to season 4.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. The only problem I had was the whole season kind of felt like a little side quest. Because they kind of just returned to status quo at the end.
It's like it's a season to focus on this character, Soldier Boy, and what he did. And now, after that has been done, you then go back to status quo, I guess. Yeah, good stuff. Let's we'll move on from that then. Who wants to go next about talking about what they've played this week? It's either Will or Steve. If you've played anything,
I'll go. I've got a couple of things I want to talk about.
Okay.
After Steve mentioned it last week, and I downloaded the demo, I played Necrosmith.
Oh, cool.
Which is a cute little indie game. It kind of reminds me of like, you used to play like mini clip games and stuff in your browser. It kind of reminds me of one of those.
When I was like 10.
I will say, like, as soon as the podcast was finished, you were on this game.
Yeah. The demo is like 100 meg, so I had it downloaded while we were recording. So anyway, the basic setup is you are a necromancer and you don't go out. You have a castle and you don't go out and do things by yourself. You basically create from bits of monsters. You create like mobs, and then they go out and like take over settlements and get you resources and get you more bits and stuff. And it's kind of like an idle game because you can control them directly, but I haven't really found.
Well, Steve was saying something about like Vampire Survivors.
No, it's nothing like Vampire Survivors.
No.
Absolutely nothing like
Yeah,
it.
from a screenshot, it looked like it, but
Yeah. So you're making mobs. They have different body parts have different attributes, and some might have special powers and stuff like that. And as you go further in, you unlock more and more bits. And it's okay, but it's very simple and kind of it's not difficult. It's just like it feels quite tedious. Because it's just one map, and so the first like 10 minutes of every map is like, I'll build a skeleton, and then I'll build a skeleton, and then I've got some bits for a zombie, so I'll make a zombie. And like the crafting mobs is fun because you can make some really stupid combinations, like a harpy with like robot legs and stuff, which is
That's pretty
neat.
cool.
Or like
Mm-hmm.
like a robot suit, but it's a vampire's head, kind of like like a vampire cyborg or something like that, which is like funny the first time you do it.
Yeah, the novelty wears off very quick.
It does, yeah, because it doesn't seem there's not really like you're not doing any strategizing or anything. It's basically just I will use the most expensive stuff I have, and like if you can make a set that good, sometimes you'll get bonuses for that. But most of the time, it's like, oh, I've got 3 bits of a robot and 2 parts of a giant. They're the most high level stuff I have. I'm just going to slap those together and send him off, do whatever.
Yeah.
And the AI is not particularly smart.
Ass.
I get the impression you've played this as well, Sam.
Yeah. So let me quickly describe my experience with the AI.
Yeah.
I make a guy, I give him 2 crossbows, he runs at dudes, right? And then he starts firing, and all the arrows pierce, and he's hitting like 7 dudes a shot, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And then he walks into melee range because the AI is
that's
just
what they do.
Walk towards enemy until you get to enemy.
Oh no,
That is the limit of the AI. So it's like, oh, I finally got into melee range of someone. I can stand still now with my crossbows.
Yeah.
And then get absolutely mauled and die.
Yeah. So because it's like if the mobs were intelligent, you could do things like, well, I'm going to cheap out on the body and the legs because I haven't got enough mana, essentially. But if I give him 2 big, expensive ranged arms, he can kite things. But you can't really do that because all the AI does is run straight at enemies until they're touching them, and then they just sort of hover around them and get killed.
Could you not do like a thing where you put on like the worst legs on it so it walks slower or something?
But it doesn't matter because everything is charging right at you to get to your castle, so it just walks into it.
The one counterpoint to that is the lower quality the legs, the faster they actually are.
Really?
Yeah, so you start off with legs with the less health, and because there's literally less of it, they move faster. And then once you get like armored legs, because there's armor on it, they move slower. You know what I mean?
It does depend. Because you get stuff later on that's like, you get some legs that are like designed to be fast.
Yes.
Because other parts of the body will be
absolutely.
like minus speed sort of thing. So,
but like
if you've made a harpy, they shoot about, but they're also weak as shit.
There will be anomalies, but most of the time, the higher tier it is, the like slower it is, because that's the only attribute they can take a negative away from.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's cute art. Like, I enjoy the art. You can see on the stream, he's got a little cat with a book.
The cat
is good. Yeah.
Very Adventure Time. That cat, I think.
Yeah.
How it looks to me.
Yeah, it's nice. It's neat, and it's like £1.80, and it's I don't think it's early access, is it? Or is it?
I think it was. I don't think it is anymore. Let me double check that. I might be wrong.
I can go to the store.
Yeah,
page.
I had the store page here a second ago.
No, it's not early access. It's just out.
It's just out. What was your second game then?
Well, yeah. So anyway, Necrosmith it's fun. It's a fun little distraction. It's no Vampire Survivors, but it is only £1.80, so it really doesn't bother me. The other game I played is called CHORVS, or
CHORVS.
Its proper name, Chorus.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're talking about.
I get what they're going for. It's like, there's that band Churches, which has a V instead of a U, which is like all very good. But the problem is, churches with a V, it doesn't make sense as a word, but CHORVS is 100% actually a word.
I remember, like, it was an E3 a while back, or like some kind of game convention. I was watching it with Laura, and it showed the trailer for this, and it's not really our sort of thing, but we were just watching, and then the title came up, and I think really loud, we both just went, CHORVS!
I think I remember doing something similar, because I'd have watched this with the boys.
Yeah, I think we watched this together, didn't we, Sam? But anyway, so CHORVS, or chorus, is a kind of dogfighting sort of spaceship RPG, somewhat open world game.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, because the whole setup for this was my girlfriend's brother-in-law gifted me a flight stick and throttle control setup.
So
I was looking for a good. I don't want to get into that because it didn't work. But it didn't work with this game. So I've been like fiddling with, flight stick controls all week, and in some ways, it's remarkable how ready the game was to accept it. Because when I plugged it in, I had the throttle all the way forward. So I was like, all right, plug in USB, and then from my peripheral, I saw that my ship had just full boosted into a wall.
Activating CHORVS mode.
So exactly. Yeah, I went full CHORVS and just hit.
Never go full CHORVS at the start.
But then I was like messing with drivers, and then there was a thing where it knew when I pulled the trigger on the flight stick to start shooting, but it didn't know when I let go of the trigger to stop shooting. And similar with like I could boost, but if I hit the boost button, I could never unboost. So
that's fine. Just boost and shoot forever. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I was doing the tutorial, which is like this fight in quite an enclosed space, and it's like, oh, pirates, boost to evade them when they try and target you. And then I boost, and then he's like, all right, you can stop boosting now. Okay, what, you're gonna hit walls? And I'm just like, please slow down.
It sounds like a 15-year-old going for their first ever driving lesson. And
that's what it felt like. Yeah.
Take your foot off the accelerator. Take your foot off the accelerator. Stop.
Yeah. So I messed around with that for like an hour, and I got it to kind of sort of work, but not really. And then I was like, oh, fuck it. But the game did intrigue me enough that I wanted to keep playing, and it does feel good to play on mouse and keyboard. So it's this game's okay. Which is like,
what a great endorsement. Yeah.
I've never played a game that tries to sell you so hard on its story and lore right off the bat, to where like you're playing as this woman here with tattoos, and she's called Nara, and she used to be part of like, the equivalent of the Empire. Little Star Wars reference. And then she stopped being part of the Empire, and she ran away. And now the Empire's back, and now she's like, I'm gonna fight the Empire. Your classic sort of
all generic sci-fi stuff,
kind of setup. But it goes so hard almost immediately with all its terms and its like backstory and lore and stuff. And it's like, can I just see if I like the game first, please, before you hit me with all this stuff?
It's doing its best to sell you on the story of person has left the enemy and now fights the enemy, as if it's like an original idea.
And honestly, that's the worst part of the game, because it's a space exploration game, which not exploration. It's a space flight game, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And what I like about those is when you're just sort of left to your own devices and you're exploring and stuff. But the problem is no one fucking shuts up in this game. It's so annoying, because she has a monologue. Then she has these internal whisper monologue, which is like, remember in Hellblade? Your character would be like, I have to pull this lever. And then your little back of your head would go like, bet you can't pull a lever, you loser.
Yeah, pull the lever.
Yeah, and exactly. So it's like that. And then like an hour into the story, you get your old ship back, who's called Forza, short for Forsaken, which is like, oh, very
short
clever,
for Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I kept thinking. And he has a voice, so now it's like every interaction you have with a character is this 4-way dialogue between the person you're talking to, your actual character, your character's inner monologue, and the ship that you're flying has a little.
It's like a sit down meeting
every time.
with everyone involved.
And it's like half the time, they'll be like, "Go and get me something," and by the time they're still talking. By the time I get to whatever they're telling me about, and then she'll start talking over herself because they haven't clipped the audio properly. So she'll just be like having this conversation while another conversation happens, and I'm just like, "Oh, for God, could you all just shut up?"
What a great game!
Well, that's the problem. See. Because when you actually start dogfighting in this game, it's really fun. It's so much fun. And I can't stop. Like, I was like, I just want to get all these story missions out of the way just to get to the next big set piece. Because, like, they have so many cool little touches. Like, they have these giant ships that you have to dogfight with.
Yeah.
And they'll do things like, they'll have enough room that you can fly through them. And, like, Death Star blow them up from the inside kind of thing. And it's so cool every time. And the ship is like super snappy and responsive, and it has this cool thing where, what's the term? Non-Euclidean movement? Is that?
Oh, that's
never heard.
Oh no, I know.
So it's like
stuff that doesn't quite make sense or something. Is that?
Well, it's like so.
You can see behind you at the same time as
space.
seeing in front of you.
No. You're maybe I got the term wrong. I've got the term wrong. Non-Newtonian. No, I don't know. Some shit. Whatever.
Something, yeah.
You can fly because you're space and there's no friction because you're in space because you are space and you're flying in a direction. There's no friction. So with what you can do is you can boost in one direction, then you can flip your ship 180 degrees. So you're facing the other direction. But because it's zero gravity, there's no drag. You're still going the original direction. So you can like boost past a guy, then spin 180 and shoot him in the back, and then without losing any momentum, spin back the way you were flying. And
That's
carry
pretty
on.
sick.
And it feels badass
That's
every
really
time
cool.
you do it.
I like that.
Yeah, it's wicked. And you can do stuff like, fly up, turn your ship 90 degrees, and then just boost in that direction. So you do this like hard drift maneuver, around a guy, and it feels really fun.
That reminds me of the game Vanquish. I don't think no one here's probably played it, but
I've played Vanquish. Yeah. The knee sliding.
Knee slide. Yeah, where you would knee slide in a direction and look behind you whilst you knee slide.
Yeah,
and,
it's pretty much that. Yeah.
It reminds me
basically
of that.
Yeah.
It's basically sliding knees.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you have like, because you're super special, you have these powers, and one of them is like you just blink right behind a guy. So there's always that cool, there's that scene at the start of a dogfight where all the ships are like, we're coming from one direction, you're coming the other direction. We'll all pass each other and all shoot each other. But then you just press a button, and your guy goes from in front of them to directly behind them, just warps and is facing behind them. So you're just directly on some guy's tail immediately.
The nothing personnel button.
You literally a nothing personnel button. Yeah. And it's so badass. And then all of that. Plus, there's these big capital ships that you can fly straight at a big capital ship. You'll see the opening.
Yeah.
Then, as you go towards that opening, you can just turn your ship 90 degrees, and then you just strafe like all the way down the inside of the ship, just like firing as you go, sort of thing. It's so cool.
Okay, so if the story is as not garbage, but as like not as interesting as the gameplay, can you skip the story stuff and just be like, I want a dogfight, and just do the dogfighting?
You probably could, because there's like the RPG light side is like you kind of go around and collect like money and do side quests and find better gear and stuff. But you could probably just ignore all that and just go for the actual like main story missions. Nothing outstays its welcome. I'll say that. It like rides a really. It's close, but I've never been like, I want to turn this off, sort of thing. This cutscene's gone on for hours. It's not that bad. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, and as well, everything feels, I don't know if you know, space is kind of big.
Quite big.
But
I hear
everything
it's big,
in this game, everything in this game takes place on like a flat. Every level is like some variation on an asteroid field, which is, whatever. Whatever. But frequently people will be like, I've been robbed. Please go and find the bandits that did this and get my stuff back. And it'll be like less than 30 seconds flight somewhere else. It's not like you're jumping systems to go and hunt these guys down.
You're going down the road.
Like, I can see them from here, sort of thing.
Yeah, they're
Like,
they're waving.
yeah. So the whole game just feels really small, which is kind of annoying.
And space
for a
is big.
game.
Space is very
And
big.
space is big. Space should be big. Yeah.
So
that's basically it.
It's on Game Pass.
It's on
isn't
Game
it?
Pass.
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass. It's worth trying out if you like space
And,
dogfighting games.
There's also a demo on Steam if you wanted like a quicker teaser, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know what's in that, but yeah, and the voice acting's not bad. There's just like a lot of it, you know. Like some of the side characters are they're not interesting, but they're you can tell their actors are like giving it their all, sort of thing. Everyone looks like they're having a good time.
Some writer is really happy with his work on this game, and he's just
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
And he's best buds with the director.
Yeah.
So he's got it all front and center.
Yeah.
I get what you mean, because it can be annoying when it's just like, oh, I kind of just want to play the game more. Can you can you get out of the way?
Yeah, it like you know when it's like, I'm gonna really enjoy this game once I get out of the tutorial sort of thing. Like that's what it feels like, but it never ends.
I know exactly
they just
what you mean.
Never stop talking.
I played something similar recently, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was, but I know for a fact that I had the same thing that you're describing now, which is like, can I just... No, that's what it is. It's neon white when I played that.
Yeah.
Where there'd be a whole bunch of cutscenes and dialogue, and I'd be like, this is shit, man. Can I go back to speedrunning cool FPS levels, please?
Yeah. I would love it if they just took CHORVS and they made some sort of like, I don't know, roguelike, you know, a combat arena kind of game out of it. Because the combat is really fun. You really feel like a predator, you know? Like they'll be like, here's 40 guys, and it's like, good. All right, let's get it on. Sort of thing, you know?
Right, I see.
Bring them on, yeah.
I've been having that in a lot of games recently where I do not care about the dialogue. I'm like, even Monster Hunter, I was like, I don't care. Let me just whack the monsters, please.
Well, it depends what I'm going into, right? Because there'll be certain times where I'll sit down with a game and be like, okay, yeah, I'm willing to listen to, you know, like a story and get involved in that, and I'll actually sit down. But a lot of the time I sit down with a game and I just want to play stuff. And it's like, I appreciate there's a story or whatever, but I kind of just want to play. It's
one of those things, isn't it, where if, like, you think about games that do story well, and it's always ones that, like, loop the medium in somehow, like a Dark Souls or a Portal or something.
Yeah.
Or like a Bastion, that kind of thing, where they tell their story in interesting ways. And I'm sort of over...
Bastion. I'm so glad you said that game.
Well, it's like
I'm sort of over
game.
That game's great.
I'm sort of over just like watching a 10-minute cutscene to set up your world. Just like, show me, don't tell me.
Well, it's like that. It's like
text as well. You can't. You know, I'm done with like reading in games. I'm like, no, you need to tell me audio. You know, with audio, the story.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got Steve Quikwix, aka Maths is hard, reading is hard.
I'm hard.
Yeah. Steve is hard. Any final words or on
text?
Fine. Everyone talks too much, but your ship is actually, he has some good one-liners. He's a very like dry. He's like an angry like pet. He's kind of like an angry Knight Rider. He's just like, when are we gonna fuck some dudes up again? You know? And she's like, all right, we're the goodies now. And he's like, I just want to kill.
You're literally a car. Calm down.
Yeah, it just makes me laugh every time.
You're just an airplane. Calm down. That's cool. Hey, Steve.
All right.
Hello.
What you playing?
Well, this week I was looking at a couple things, but I, in the end, went back to play Binding of Isaac.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. It's been a while since I'd played it, so I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna get back into this game because I like a good roguelike, you know, where it's like, because like I love randomizers and Isaac is basically randomizer.
Which one is it? What's the expand? It's not Rebirth, is it? What is it?
Repentance.
Repentance. I can't say it.
Repentance.
Repentance. Yeah.
Repentance.
But yeah, I played this. I played it on Steam. I have 2 mods for it. One that shows me every item description, which I do not know why it's not in the base game.
Casual.
No, I'm with Steve on this. Makes the game 10 times better.
And then Suds actually recommended me a mod that when I find like a rank 4 item, it makes Isaac or whoever character I'm playing do a dance around the item, which makes the game 10 times better.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, you can have that one.
Yeah, that's pretty cute.
But yeah, it was just like I was playing it and I streamed it, and I was surprised how many people didn't know about Isaac in the slightest. Like they had never heard of it, never seen it, and I was like, that's a staple. Everyone should know. Like even I didn't play Isaac for the longest time because I was like, the visuals are kind of gross in some places. Like you're fighting guts and poop and all of that. But the gameplay is like A+, solid, highly recommend. Like if you can get past the kind of gross visuals, it's such a good solid game.
I adore this game, and coming off of exactly what you're saying is I've shown it to Laura before and be like, just play this. You'll really like it. It's really good. And she straight up says, I'm not playing it. I think it's fucking gross.
Yeah. And
I'm like, that's fine. You know, I'm not going to tell you you have to play it, but like I get it. It's like the enemies are poop and blood, gore parts and puke and piss.
And it's funny though because it's like it's the opposite of that quote from The Matrix where it's like, you know, I don't even see the poop anymore. I just see attack up, tears up.
I just see dodge left, dodge right.
I just see the projectiles.
It makes me wonder why, because the visuals are going to be polarizing. Why there isn't like a mod or like a mode in the game which is like, oh, it's, you know, like a forest with magic, or I'm not sure. Like,
a mod for make the whole game again in a different art style. That's a bit much.
Well, I'm not sure. It's just that, like, again, like people will be put off by the art style. Like I had someone come into my stream and be like, I don't play games where you're a naked crying baby. And I'm like, I can understand that,
coward.
But the gameplay is just so good
get
for
out.
it.
My argument to that would be like, Isaac has already done its thing, right?
Yeah.
Isaac doesn't need new people.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like might turn some people off, but it's also one of the most popular indie games of all time.
Yeah. What's the guy's name? Is it Dan McMillan? The guy that makes it.
It's
Ed
guy with
McMillan, sorry, yeah. I feel like I have mad respect for a guy making the game he wants. That's like for main audiences is so unappealing.
Yeah,
but it's what he wants to make, and it was really good, and a lot of people love it.
I'm just saying, like, I'm surprised it's not been like fully cloned or like, you know, having like
people have tried.
People have tried, yeah.
This genre is one of those things where take Vampire Survivors for another example. People are gonna try and make Vampire Survivors 2.0, and they're gonna find that they're not better than 1.0.
I was gonna say, but Vampire Survivors feels like you could probably do it in a week. Sorry, Vampire Survivors. I apologize.
I think that is a gross misunderstanding of how awesome the design of Vampire Survivors is.
Yeah, how fast you finish the game is irrelevant.
True, but it just looked like a game that you could finish in a week. Then,
like what Steve is describing to me sounds like, and this is no like detriment to you, Steve. It's no like personal attack, but it's like making a video game. How hard can it be?
How hard could it be?
Just make
He's
Vampire
like the guy
Survivors
who's
again.
Sat in his chair with his beer, watching Wimbledon. Like, I would have made that.
I would have made that.
Okay, now in Steve's defense, whenever the Olympics is on, the best thing is watching people do sports that you know you couldn't do. Absolutely judging them for it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I do it too.
What is it like? Yeah, like the Olympic sprint or something, and the people in like second, third, whatever, are 0.02 seconds behind first. It's like a bit slow, aren't you, mate?
They're doing the diving, and it's like, oh, that guy didn't have straight legs when he went in.
I was gonna say, it's like when me and Aaron watched Bake Off, and within like 2 episodes, having never baked in my life, within 2 episodes, I was like, poor Crumb, he's got a poor Crumb there.
Soggy bottom.
Paul Hollywood is gonna rip him to shreds.
And then Paul Hollywood is like, that's shit, and you're like, see, told you, I knew it.
Told you. Aaron, didn't I say? You
did say, poor Crumb.
But I was also like, when I was playing Isaac, someone recommended me a game called Noitia. Have any of you played that?
Oh, Noita.
Yeah. Is that meant to be similar or?
Oh, I've tried to play this several times and refunded it because I don't like it.
People in my Discord were saying how like it's okay, but there's problems with it, and it's not as
Noita more of a oh God, I want to say Metroidvania, but
It's like, so from what I understand of Noita, it's like a randomly generated map, but there are set levels. You have to dig down. I think you have to keep going down and down and down. Your randomly is like your pickups are wands with different what's the attributes.
It's an incredible tech demo.
Yeah,
is Noita.
And every pixel is simulated.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring it up. Let me bring this up.
But yeah, I was playing that, but I was just like, I love Isaac. It's like it's in my section on Steam where I have like 20-minute games.
Yeah.
Or quick play where I'm like, that's a game where I can just load it up, play for a session if I want to, and put it down and be like happy that I did like a run. So I'm always looking for games similar. Like I've got FTL in that section of my Steam. What else do I have in there? Papers, Please, Gilded Engineering, Balloons, Vampire Survivors now.
The next game like this that I'm looking forward to is that Cult of the Lamb, which looks like it might fill my next spot as a game that I boot up, do a run, and then turn it off. Noita, from what I understand, the reason a lot of people hate it is because every pixel is generated blah 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 blah. You can have like a fire wand or something, and all of a sudden an enemy just throws gasoline at you or something, and everything explodes and you die. And runs just end almost not randomly, but it doesn't always feel fair.
Explosively.
Yeah.
yeah.
I've watched. I don't watch a lot of streams usually, but I used to watch a
YouTuber. Mine, right?
Yeah, except for you two. That's like a friend obligation, though. That's not like entertainment.
That's work at this point.
Wow.
People that have played this, I've watched a lot of it from like afar, from like a YouTube video thing.
Yeah.
Never actually played it, but the people that play it, I think, do quite like it. But you got to be into it.
Oh,
yeah.
I know it's got cool streamer integration. You could do that. That could be cool.
What's the streaming integration?
I think so. You can
Does it need to run harder because that would?
No, it's like I think it's more like RNG, where people watching every so often can like roll a dice, and it can be good stuff or bad stuff. So it's just another. You don't need it, right? It's like, when you get sick of a game because you play it so much. It's how can I, how can I now fuck with it?
Yeah.
To spice it up for stream. Yeah, sorry, I sort of kind of derailed that, but yeah.
I mean, it's basically what I say.
That's the special.
There's only so much you can say about Isaac. It's like a fantastic game. Everyone should play it.
I adore Isaac, yeah.
Get past the graphics.
Sick.
What have you been playing, Josh?
My game I've been playing, there's not a whole lot to really say about it, but I've been playing Powerwash Simulator.
Oh, hell yeah.
I downloaded this, but then I saw you were playing it. I was like, okay, there's no rush to play it then.
So I started playing this. It came out on Game Pass, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's, it's just, maybe it's just come out or something. Or maybe it's been out for a while. What I didn't there's two things I didn't understand about this game. The first thing I didn't know is that it's been early access for ages, and it's now just hit 1.0 release. So I didn't know that.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Second of all, what I didn't know is this game has an enormous fan base, and people.
You really didn't know that?
I didn't know. I did not know this at all. I
didn't know that.
People. This is like, Euro Truck Simulator's gone. This is the simulator game that
I didn't know it. And what I will say is, I think calling it like something simulator is almost like a disservice to these sorts of games, because I go into it with a level of expectation, like like Goat Simulator, or
it's going to be janky and shit.
Yeah, it's either going to be one or two things.
But in a funny way.
It'll be one or two things. It'll be like you're saying. It'll be shit and janky and last 2 hours and. That's kind of it, like Goat Simulator or Surgeon Simulator, right? Or it will be the other kind of simulator game that's so in-depth
and detailed,
that it's just completely off-putting, right?
Yeah.
But no, this game is amazing. I am in love with this game. I think after playing House Flipper last week, which is like cleaning up houses, and now playing this, I've always been like, these games are dumb, but I think I actually love these games. I think
these games are fantastic.
I'm completely in. The best way to like describe what this is. So, in the simplest form, you power wash shit, right? You're dumped in a level, and you have a power washer.
Water go burr.
Water go burr. you clean whatever is here, and then you leave when it's done. But the way to actually think about what it is, and this might sell it to some people, is if you've ever been like on Reddit, on those like oddly satisfying subreddits, or you watch like a YouTube short or a TikTok where you get people cleaning stuff or like doing satisfying shit, and you're like, this is really dumb, but it really scratches something in your brain.
You're like, it's done, but I've been watching for 4 hours.
Exactly. It's that, but in game form. So as you clean the walls, you don't have to clean them, or whatever you're cleaning. You haven't got to clean it entirely, right? You have to clean it to like 99.5%, and then it goes bing, and it's completely clean.
Flashes light blue.
It flashes
for like half a second.
Yeah. And everything in the level that you're cleaning is broken down into sections. So, say you've got a house, to clean. Everything is broken down like so: windows, window frame, left wall, right wall, roof, fence post, blah blah blah. So you can target individual things to try and clean. And you go around and you clean it, and like Sam's saying, it's that dopamine hit of when you finally finish cleaning it, it pings at you, and that bit is done. And it's just really good, and I think there's some really clever design stuff going on here, right? Where you kind of, as you're going through, because everything's broken down into these almost like sections, you think, okay, I'll do one more section. And then you finish cleaning that little area, and then all of a sudden you think like, oh well, there's another little bit over there. I'll do that bit quickly, and you get really stuck into it. It's like it's really. It's
also
not,
because it's separated into tons of sections where you can actively see the progress. It never feels like you're like I'm 50% of the way through. Like I've got so much left to do. It's always like, cool, I finished like 20 sections.
Yeah.
And like maybe I've got 20 sections more, but because you can actively see
your progress.
How much you've done.
Yeah.
And the things that you think of, like, you don't think, oh, I've got the rest of the house to do. You think, I've got 2 windows, 3 walls, and a roof left to do.
Yeah. So
you break it up.
What I'll show here, there's a screenshot on the screen now. The reason I bring this one up is this is the level that I just did, because the game's broken down into set levels. And it's like, when I was doing this level, the first thing I did was the floor, because there's like a massive playground floor. And you cut in around the edge, you do the edge first, and then that's its own thing. It's like a playground edge, that pings, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to do all the floor. And it always, like I said, it always gives you that one more thing to do, where you feel like I've got to do one more thing. But at the same time, there are really clean like stopping points you can set for yourself as well, where you think like, I'm going to do the entire floor. Fuck it, I'm going to do that, and then I'll stop for a bit, and then you can do that
halfway through a level.
Yeah, you can stop, you can leave, you can come back.
Okay.
You can carry on. Each level you do is quite long. Like I've just finished this playground level, and it probably took me about an hour and a half.
Well, this game also has multiplayer, right?
Yeah, the whole thing is co-op, so you can do the whole thing 2-player if you want to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was 3 to 4 player. Though, right?
So I'm doing career mode, and it says 1 to 2, and there are other modes that say 3 to 4. So I think it depends on what you're doing. But yeah, again, because this is the full release now, there's a career mode with a whole bunch of levels you play, and as you get halfway through, say, the playground or whatever, you get a new you get a message pop up that says like, oh, hey, by the way, we've unlocked another level for you. So if you're really, you're kind of sick of the playground, you can go do a different level and hop in and start.
That's cool. That's a good idea.
It's always got little things for you to do, and it's just, again, it's the most simple concept, but it's actually genius. It's brilliant. I love it.
I'm honestly surprised you didn't know that this game was a thing, because I remember...
you knew the game was a thing.
Well, how popular it was, because like on Twitter, whenever there was like during early access, they would just do updates, and they would hype them up so much.
Yeah.
And it was... it got like a lot of so much hype. Like people were frothing at the mouth for like an update, and they would stream it, and it was they'd always make the "oh look, I'm coming" joke.
Yeah.
And I think the big thing is it's very clear that this game had a large fan base.
Yeah,
but you don't like this game had a fan base that rivals like AAA games almost.
Yeah, like
it was that kind of jump. It's
I went on Steam and it had like banner ads for like the 1.0 release, and I was like, it's like I said, I went into this not knowing, after House Flipper, I don't know this genre. And so I was like, I feel like I played it, came out, saw how popular it was, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I think the thing is, though, this is a Square Enix game. It's published by Square Enix.
What?
So, yeah.
I'm still learning right now. Oh my god!
At least they're doing something, right?
That's why I follow Square Enix on Twitter, and they hype it up on their Twitter account. Like, oh look, there's the update where you'll be able to pick a new outfit, and everyone's like frothing at the mouth.
Yeah, this again is one of those things though that without Game Pass, I never would have played this ever.
There will be case studies on this game in the future.
We're going to link the downfall of Western society to Powerwash Simulator somehow. Yeah.
Honey, you haven't showered or gone to work in 2 weeks.
I was going to say, right around the time you were saying a level took me like 2 hours, I was like, as I look, like you look around the room, there's like trash everywhere. I got to clean the playground.
there was a part where I was cleaning like windows and stuff. This is both in House Flipper and now Powerwash Simulator. And Laura was like, the actual windows need cleaning, right? And I think I looked at her and went like, I don't care. I'm playing Powerwash Simulator.
It would be like someone's ex-wife in the future will be like, well, he could clean a whole house, but he couldn't clean himself.
Yeah, he couldn't clean himself.
Yeah.
Died in his chair playing Powerwash Simulator for 10,000 hours. I love this game. I absolutely love this game.
Yeah, I've got it downloaded. We should do a session at some point.
Absolutely. I'll play card with you. I don't want to talk to you whilst we play. I just want to clean.
That's the one interesting thing about this game is it's supposed to be such a dopamine hit of cleaning, right? I don't know if this is get 4 friends together and go and clean a house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like you get people together to play co-op to get through the level faster, but that's not what I'm here for.
Well, I'm hoping that there's like a white t-shirt option that we can wet shirt contest. Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I implore anyone listening that sounds interested or even not interested, but you have Game Pass, just have a look. It's because it sounds so stupid, but it's so much fun. But yeah, that's what we've been playing this week. Let's get into a few bits. The first one, we had a question from Steve.
Me?
So your question was, I took your question.
What did I ask again?
I edited your question slightly. It was something like, what game do you think that's like not known people should play? Instead, I've changed it to recommend and sell me a niche game that you like within 3 minutes. So really quickly, a game that you've played that you like.
But I haven't set up my PowerPoint presentation.
No, it's fine. What have you got, Steve? This is your question. What did you?
Well, I was thinking like. At first I was thinking Gotcha Force, but that's like an old GameCube game that you can't get anymore.
Yeah.
And then I was like, there's like old games like Atlas Reactor, which I love, but that's dead. So then I was looking for my Steam. I was like, Knights of Pen and Paper. I'm not sure if anyone's heard of this game.
The mobile game,
right? I might be, but it's on Steam. Knights of Pen and Paper 1 and 2. It's a tabletop RPG simulator kind of game where you just have 5 characters. They're all different classes. You can pick which ones you want, and you're kind of like playing at a table. And there's like a DM, and he's describing everything. But in the background, you're seeing like the monsters and the towns and stuff, and you're doing the roles. And it's just like nice. It's like when it is in my quick play section where you can just load up, play a run. It's very just like silly and fun. And if you're a fan of tabletop RPGs and just like silly like. Like Vampire Survivors sort of thing. You might probably enjoy this series.
Sick, yeah.
And because I was like, I was like, if people haven't heard of Binding of Isaac, some older games, they're not gonna know or ever have heard about them, and it's kind of like they'll be. I think the same like with anime, where it's like older stuff that's kind of like it's okay, but not like amazeballs. It's just gonna get forgotten about. So I was like, is there any games like that which people kind of like,
Yeah, I will say I'll jump on this to say I've actually played this, and it's a really good. I played it on mobile a long time ago.
I didn't see you on Steam.
Yeah, it's quite old now. But I remember it being really good, despite not remembering what it's really like because it was so long ago. I remember it being good.
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah, this is we're going to power through this as like a power question. So, Will, what's yours?
Hello. Let me tell you about a little game called Monolith After the End. No, I think it's just called Monolith, actually. It's on Steam. It's £5, but you can usually pick it up in a sale for about £2. It is a top-down shooter, kind of like Binding of Isaac, but you are a tiny spaceship instead of a naked baby that cries.
Oh, you streamed this before. I've seen you play this on stream a long time ago.
I think I have. Yeah. It's very simple. The bosses are very cool. It gets really crazy. It has lots of scalable difficulty, lots of different weapons, lots of modifiers. It's fun.
Sick. Is that you done?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, Sam, go.
Don't know if I can top that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
I've struggled with the idea of what a niche game is.
Well,
right?
think of niche is in like
Basically, any game that you play, Sam.
yeah.
I genuinely thought that.
Pick an
So I
idle
was
game.
like,
Pick
in
an
my
idle game.
mind. So in my mind, I was like, the games I play are popular in the circle that I am in, right?
Yeah.
But I think in the grand scheme of things, the game that I'm going to talk about is Atelier.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think that I've spoke about this game before, so I know you guys might remember it.
I remember this, yeah.
Yeah.
But this game is still not that popular. And this is one of, if not the best JRPG. Like, it just released Atelier Sophie 2, but it had Atelier Ryza and Ryza 2 recently as well. So there's like 3 different games in the past like 4 years.
I've got Ryza 2 on the screen now.
Yeah, these games are the best JRPG I've played in the past like 5 years.
I need to play this, I think.
It is fantastic for world exploration. The combat is like as hard or as easy if you make it. You can min-max the shit out of everything you do if you're the kind of person that's what takes you over.
Yeah.
And I mean the one downside I think we brought up earlier would be people don't like their text boxes, but it has a speed up function to get through chat, so you can just speed on through it. But no, this is easily if you like RPGs, this is the game. This is the game for you.
Yeah, I will play it at some point. This has the same problem as the Rune Factory 5 you were talking about, where it's like, yeah, I could play this. Oh, it's £50.
You could go back and get Ryza 1.
Yeah.
That's got to be at least a little bit cheaper now. But Ryza 2 is still fairly fresh.
I remember
And Sophie 2 came out of nowhere. I can't believe they actually gave us Sophie 2. Which, again, for me, I'm like, that's huge. But for people on the outside, there must be like, the fuck is Sophie 2? But Atelier Sophie 1 was a PS3 game.
Yeah. I was just Googling the art, or like the key art for this game, because I remember seeing this. I love this art. I think this is such a nice style.
The game's just beautiful.
Yeah,
it's just beautiful. Easy to play, and just systems that just work together.
Yeah. My one is, I've talked about my one before, but now it's on Game Pass. My one is Emori. This is I've I think when I spoke about it, what was it on Steam? It's like £15.50. It's now on Game Pass, so you can just play it. It's a game.
Will I play it?
Yeah, it's a RPG. It's kind of Game Maker-ish. If you've played Earthbound, the kooky parts of this game, like the cutesy parts, are very, very Earthbound. You can kind of see on the screen here. This game, though, has like 2 elements, and the other element is very, very dark. It does cover some very heavy themes to do with like mental illness and stuff, but I don't think that's a reason to like shy away from it. I think it's a really well written story that I really enjoyed. And when I think back to games that kind of like, when a game like hits you with something and you still remember it for like a long time after.
Yeah.
I still think about this game a lot. And I know because of that, I think it's similar to, for better or for worse, like Undertale has a big following that just love that game and the characters. I think this game is somewhat similar, where it's got like a massive fan base that just love this game. But that aside, yeah, really cutesy, cool game until it gets horrifically dark and covers really bad, really harsh themes.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's on Game Pass, so it's an easier sell. That's that. Yeah. Sick question, Steve. I really enjoyed that question. I like the idea of throwing out stuff that.
Yeah, just like a recommend that we not necessarily have played recently, but like, oh, this is a cool little game that people might not have heard about.
Yeah, because I've played so much stuff, and I know you all have as well, where it's like, this game's really cool. I wish more people would play it. And this is a good way to get some stuff out, I guess. So yeah, that's your question. There's quite a few decent news stories this week. We'll go through them as always, one at a time. We'll start with a couple. There's a couple of news stories that are double whammies in that there's like stuff that goes hand in hand. The first one is about PlayStation. So we knew that they gobbled up Bungie, right?
Yeah.
So, and when there's these big acquisitions, they have to go through, so many loopholes, and it has to be investigated because it costs literal billions. But no, so that's all now done. So as of 2 days ago, this is on Sunday 17th. As of the 15th of July, PlayStation now own Bungie, which I think is a pretty big one.
Cool.
What do we think about that? Do you think in the future you'll see Destiny stuff exclusive, or is it too big of a?
At the moment, Bungie's been passed around. Like they've had a little stint in Blizzard land, and now they're in Sony land. We'll just have to see how
Yeah, I don't think PlayStation affects Bungie in the slightest.
Yeah.
The question is, are we gonna see Bungie like get back to being Bungie, or is there going to be some like, oh, well, PlayStation have bought them and now they expect X, like what Microsoft and Activision Blizzard did?
Well, it's weird because like we spoke about this before, where it's like people are like,
I don't even know what Bungie are right now.
Exactly.
What is their identity?
Exactly.
Most of the original Bungie people are long gone by this point.
And that's what I was getting at, where it's like, oh my god, PlayStation own the Halo people, and it's like it's not anymore.
Yeah.
They're all God knows where, making different games now.
Yeah.
I think it will be interesting though to see some kind of PlayStation exclusive, like FPS, made by Bungie. I think regardless of what that ends up being, that will garner a lot of hype.
Wasn't Destiny PlayStation exclusive, like the first one?
Yeah,
no, it's never been.
Was it not?
No, I played it on Xbox.
Okay, for some reason, I don't know if we're getting mixed up, but for some reason, I was thinking somewhat the same thing. Maybe it had exclusive like content or something.
It's always had some kind of like Call of Duty-esque map pack or something locked behind being on PlayStation, but it was on Xbox because I played it.
And this is Destiny 1 we're talking about.
Destiny 1, yeah. The only thing Destiny 1 wasn't on PC.
Oh, maybe that's what it was then.
Yeah, and Destiny 2 came to PC on the Blizzard launcher.
PlayStation 3 for Xbox 360 and Xbox One. I thought it was PlayStation.
It did have, I think, like a DLC pack which had a couple of armors and a quest, I think, that were PlayStation exclusive.
Oh, there were like dungeons and stuff that you couldn't do on Xbox.
That was it. Yeah, there was a big hoo-ha because there were dungeons on PlayStation that you couldn't do on Xbox.
I hate stuff like that. It's a bit like Spider-Man for the Avengers game was, even though that turned out to be a shit show, was a PlayStation exclusive. I was like, no, don't lock a whole character behind a console. Yeah, I hated it when Soul Calibur 2, I think it was, had like, or the whole Soul Calibur series has like characters locked behind certain consoles.
Well, Soul Calibur 2 had different characters based on the console you played it on.
Yeah, it was like Link on GameCube,
Link on GameCube,
Heihachi on PlayStation, and some character who I don't know.
One of them had.
I'm gonna say
Yoshimitsu.
Spawn,
no, what?
But I don't know if that's true.
Okay,
someone Google that.
Let's find this.
Not me. I don't care that much. I don't think Destiny 2 will be, or any Destiny content will be Sony exclusive. I think whatever Bungie is working on next, because we know something. They've been putting out job postings forever for something after Destiny, and I think maybe that could be a PlayStation, a Sony exclusive, but I don't know. I don't know what Bungie has this thing where they're like, they're like the bad boy studio where it's like, yeah, we're gonna get bought by Sony, but we're gonna make games on Xbox and stuff like that, and it's I don't know. It's kind of tiresome at this point.
You
It's
you were totally right, by the way. It's Spawn on
Was
Xbox.
I right?
You were
yeah.
completely right.
I don't know. Why do I know that?
Nobody's gonna get in my way.
So
Good
dumb.
call. Good call. So yeah, that was that one. And what tied into this one was also this week. You've got so
Haven.
yeah, so PlayStation have acquired Haven.
That's the Mike Morhaime studio, right?
I thought it was the one. Was it not the one that? No, that I think this is the one that was opened and created by Jade Raymond. I think.
Founder Jade Raymond. Yeah.
And Haven Holidays, sick. That's gonna.
I just did the same thing.
Haven.
They have a
I
sick
typed Haven
website.
Studios.
Yeah, they have a really cool website. The thing about this studio is they haven't actually made anything yet.
Yeah.
And by the way, Mike Morhaime is making Dreamhaven.
Oh, okay, so that's why.
Yeah, that's why I got confused.
Yeah, this is the one that Jade Raymond founded.
Like super giant and super massive all over again. It's like just one of you just rename. I'm sick of it.
Well, I think the most interesting thing about this story is just that they haven't made anything yet. So whatever they are making, I guess must be fucking sick for the PlayStation to just be like, yeah, yoink, we want it. So that was that one. So yeah,
I guess that's Jade Raymond's a big name. She was the Assassin's Creed director for a while, right? So it's like
Assassin's Creed 1, I think, was the only one.
Was it?
It was definitely number 1.
That's where I remember her from. But I guess they're like, yeah, she makes bangers. I guess we'll just buy that, scoop that up before it's really gotten going.
I know you're right. Yeah, she did Assassin's Creed 2 as well, and whatever Bloodlines was. Oh, the PSP version. Yeah, she made
Unity. Came back for Unity.
Yeah, she did some good. There's some good stuff
but
there.
we don't talk about that one.
Well, arguably, she was
leaves that one off the CV.
she was executive producer on Assassin's Creed 2, which, in my opinion, is probably maybe not the best one, but probably one of the most important ones for like the direction.
It's not Brotherhood though. It's not quite Brotherhood.
Yeah,
it's close.
But Brotherhood had like the foundations of number 2 to work off of, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna hit? Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, you can have that. Yeah. Jade Raymond walked so that Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Exactly. Run. Yeah, there you go. That's a
podcast.
That's a podcast title. No one's gonna know what that means. That's not clickbait enough to use. I'm sorry. But yeah, so PlayStation own Haven. God knows what they're working on, but it must be good, surely.
I'm excited to see what comes of that.
Yeah, so that was the double whammy PlayStation one. You then have, what's this next story? Developer turns Future of Gaming talk into a surprise attack on the convention's NFT and blockchain sponsors.
I saw that. Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah, so this is it was Brazil's International Games Festival. He had a talk. His talk was the future of game design, and then as soon as he started it, the whole show turned into why NFTs are a nightmare, and then spent a whole bunch of time basically just talking shit about NFTs. And he got like he wasn't shut down like halfway through his talk. Like he got the whole thing out. People were like cheering at the end and like clapping. It's just not a lot to talk about this, but I thought it's a really funny story.
Yeah, apparently the people who were there at the convention knew he was going to do it, but all the sponsors for this convention were NFT and crypto based and stuff.
Yes,
so
yeah.
They weren't too happy.
No, I can't imagine. It's like, yeah, get the money from these NFT sponsors and then completely talk mad shit about them.
Yeah.
Good on him though.
Yeah, good on him. It takes
good on that guy.
It takes a lot of balls to do something like that, because I don't know how much he knew, if he thought maybe he was going to get shut down or whatever, but very, very funny stuff. I definitely feel like is NFTs in games, is that is that shit the bed now? Is that it? Do you think we'll ever get?
There was a really
NFT. That's a big issue. The term NFT is the issue. Because I always think back to when Will says the Steam Marketplace has already done what people are trying to do, right? When you think back to TF2 and CS:GO, like the things you're trying to implement have already been implemented. You can see how it goes and how successful it is.
None of it needs NFT technology at all.
Stop calling it NFTs.
Yeah.
But then, like, people aren't stupid, right? Even if someone comes
they
out,
are. People are.
You say that.
Yeah,
People are very stupid. Hello, I'm here.
But I mean, like, the internet as people are more attuned to social media and stuff more than ever now, right? Even if someone goes out and tries to make some kind of system, which it's not called NFTs, but you lift the hood of the car up and it is NFTs, do you think that will slide?
No. When I talk about Steam having been done this for years, I think developers want the money of a closed marketplace where you have people buying into your ecosystem to get things that they can only then spend in your ecosystem. Like you get your the Krusty dollars or whatever. What's that bit from The Simpsons?
Krusty Fun Bucks or something.
Krusty Fun Buck, whatever. Like, everybody wants that, and it's like you can do that. Just don't use you don't need NFT technology or blockchain stuff. You don't need any of that. You can just do it. Yeah, we've had it for years. You cretins, just Anyway, I think there was a company came out this week. Was it Blizzard? I can't remember. Someone will know this, but and they said they're doing something similar. I think it might have been Warcraft. Maybe.
I think I would have heard of it if it was Warcraft.
Anyway, the whole thing of it was like
I would have heard of it. Will.
Yeah.
Well, no. I follow like Wowhead and stuff. Who would have instantly reported on it, and
my guy at Blizzard would have told me. Okay, if they were doing NFTs.
Well, there would have been a good week for Warcraft to do it because the whole news has been flooded with alpha news because that just came out.
We'll get to that later. Carry on, Will.
But anyway, so a company came out and said we're doing like digital items or something, and the whole post was just, this isn't NFTs. It has nothing to do with NFTs. Nothing to do with the blockchain.
I know this is Sony's reward system for PlayStation.
Was this? That might be it.
It definitely.
And it was really funny how it's really funny how not even last year, earlier this year, everyone was like, we could, this is NFTs. This is a brand new technology. We're all going to be a part of this. It's the future. To 100%, this is not NFTs. We've reversed course so hard on it.
I've got to find it because I think I posted it to your Discord because the way it was worded is hilarious. I'll have to try and find it in a minute. But it's like, here's what we're doing. We're doing cool rewards for PlayStation. You get your own unique trophies and things only you can have. Oh my god, it's not NFTs. We swear it's not NFTs.
Yeah, please stop asking. Yeah, it's nothing to do with NFTs. It's just funny.
It's not in the blockchain. It's all in the same paragraph. They hard break to, we swear to god it's not NFTs.
I think it's just funny how fast people are over that sort of thing.
That was...
The thing I wonder about NFTs is, is it literally, are they all scam artists, or are there people that actually think that NFTs are the way forward? You know what I mean?
I think that, for me personally, again, this is just my opinion, that I think there are people who are there's something there, they're trying to get in on a new thing, and then there are also people there who there is money here. I just want money.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone's done it correctly or sold it correctly to the point where it's where it's at the moment it's toxic. It's a toxic thing to.
I remember people being like, "Oh, you can buy a weapon skin or a weapon, and then because it's yours and you own it, you can take it into other games." And I'm there one, who's asking for that? You know what I mean? If I'm playing a different game, I want to play what that game has to offer. Surely.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You can take your Jonesy Fortnite skin into Hunt, and it's no, thank you. I'm good.
How about we never do that ever?
And then other people will be like, "Oh, but there's so many cool weapons through gaming history that people want, Frostmourne as an example. You can get your own Frostmourne," and it's no, one of the coolest things about Frostmourne was how hard to get it was, and it was the pinnacle of being a cool sword that only a few people had and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? Whereas suddenly, if you're just like, yeah, you can own your own copy, and it's like, yeah, but you defeat the entire purpose.
We're sorry to announce that Kratos won't have his Blades of Chaos in the next game because we accidentally sold them to XX Sephiroth 69XX as an NFT.
You know what I mean?
That's one of the things I keep seeing is like, people will be like, you can get a skin and take it into this next game. And it's like, do you not understand how games work? Like on a fundamental level, somebody has to make that again, but in a different game. Like you can't just Control C, Control V something from one game to another.
Yeah,
like,
I can, 'cause it's mine. I'll take it with me.
But the people
What's the problem?
trying to sell this, am I like,
You're right,
the
you're
people
right.
selling that, do they genuinely think that just happens?
I think
Or
it's
are
like
they-
anything like that. It's like you have a bunch of people who are in it to make a profit, and then you have a bunch of suckers. And if you genuinely think you'll make money off NFTs, then you are one of the suckers.
Yeah, I'm gonna end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end.
Don't
I'll
get
end all this. I found the tweet with the paragraph, made me laugh, so I'm gonna cap it off with that. Another kind of reward Sony is offering is digital collectibles, which are 3D rendered representations of things like figurines of video game characters and past Sony devices. Some will be ultra rare and hard to obtain. They aren't non-fungible tokens, despite also being digital and collectible. It's definitely not NFTs. Definitely not. You can't trade them or sell them. It is not leveraging any blockchain technologies, and definitely not NFTs. I love it so much. It's so
To
good.
be fair, though, just instantly by having that statement, I'm now a lot more inclined to be like, "Ooh,
Yeah, cool.
let's see
It's
how
like
that goes."
like the technology, the idea is interesting. Having like, if you drop, something drops from a dungeon in WoW, and it's like that is your thing. I mean, it already does it in WoW. What am I talking about? They have the auction house and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, but then it'd be like, can you take your sword from WoW into Diablo or into StarCraft or into Hearthstone?
That's the scammers trying to get.
That's
that.
a whole different
Yeah.
whole game. Yeah.
That's not real.
That stuff drives me nuts. That's the stuff I
Yes,
was bringing
ultimately,
up,
yes,
because
that's
I
not
just
real.
I don't understand how people think that is going to happen.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I can take Frostmourne into Forza Horizon 6? Oh yeah, I'm going to put all my life savings in. Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, bananas, let's move on.
Fuck NFTs.
Fuck NFTs. Next story, this is also a kind of double whammy because there's an update to this story. Fall Guys, the lovable new, really good game that has now gone free to play. Players were forced to auto-buy items. And
What do you mean by that?
So, from what I understand, is just through certain bugs and stuff, like with the UI. We've already had issues, right? Just in-game bugs, making people accidentally or buy stuff. That was happening, and they were denied refunds. And
For real money or for
real
in-game
money,
currency?
real money.
Wow.
What are they like? Show bugs.
Oh yeah, the premium currency.
Yeah, so typically players would have to confirm their purchase, but players are now reporting that their in-game currency is being taken in exchange for the item without any confirmation from the player. So imagine you just, you're going through the store, you hit X on an item to get more information or something, and it just buys it without any confirmation. Yeah, so that happened.
That doesn't seem as bad.
It's
like,
pretty.
it's pretty bad. But
That's pretty bad.
That's really
No,
bad,
but
man.
I thought it was but it's not. I thought it was like, it's like taking money out of their like bank or whatever. But they've bought the currency already, and then they're just going over a shop, pressing one button, and it's purchasing without confirmation and taking their thing. Okay, yeah. So it's not as like.
It's still not good though. It's like going.
It's not good, yeah, it's not
imagine
good.
going like shopping for your food, and you pick up a box of cornflakes to have a look at the back, and then the money comes out of your account.
True. I do agree it is bad, but I thought it was like you click on it and you haven't spent you haven't spent any money in the game at all, and then it like takes £5 out your bank account that you might not have.
Yeah, I see what
It's
you're
still
saying,
bad,
but at the same
yeah.
time, I'm not going to defend it. Anyway,
Yeah.
the problem that came from this was it happened to quite a few people, enough people to be a problem, and they got like a thing from the customer service saying like this is not a known issue because it is not an issue, and like stuff like that. And it obviously that's the worst thing to happen, right? Because then the internet explodes. So the uptake from this is after this all happened. Obviously, Fall Guys completely 180s, right? And it's like, oh my god, oh no, we're so sorry. So they tweeted out this saying, "We heard your feedback on accidental purchases. We're sorry. We're improving the store design to prevent this from happening. All refunds from the 21st of June will be refunded if you want to. And they're giving everyone a cool game skin. Yay!
Take free shit.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So 180, they're fixing the problem.
They fucked up and they compensated everyone.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. Yeah.
I don't want to be the guy where even after they're doing this, to be like, but you fucked up. It's like they're obviously trying to somewhat fix it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I would have liked maybe like some free premium currency, but I'll take a free skin.
But inherently, as long as you can get a refund, the problem was stuff being bought accidentally, right? So if you can now refund it 100% with no effort, then the problem has fundamentally been solved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not going to complain. And you get a free skin. You get Grandis. He's a big bean. That's it. You like him?
Nice.
Oh, is he just like tall?
Yeah,
He changes colour, by the way.
He changes colour, by the way.
I like how they give you a skin which is like, oh yeah, some matches where you want to try hide behind something so you're not seen.
Oh my god, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
It's like,
all right, are we gonna have the competitive
skin.
integrity of Fall Guys is being compromised by tall skin?
My hitbox. But yeah, that's that story. You then had. There's been a lot of stuff about Skate 4 coming out now. It's officially called Skate, even though I think most people will probably just call it Skate 4. But did you say you called it, Will, the fact that it's free to play?
I'm pretty sure if you go back, I don't know what episode.
It's literally last week. It was last week, I think.
Was it last week?
Yeah.
I think it was older.
No,
than that, but I don't know. Time doesn't mean anything
I think it
anymore.
was 2 or 3 weeks ago. But yeah,
Something
leave it in
like
the
that,
comments
It's just
if
a
you
construct.
no.
So yeah. So I'm pretty sure I said this should be free to play if they're going to do it now, because that's how you get people in to a skateboarding game.
Although they are. So there you go. You completely called it.
I called it.
Even in all over
I'm a genius.
Even over this article, they're still calling it Skate 4. This is IGN. Yeah, like I said, I don't think people will latch on to the whole Skate name. I think it'll just become Skate 4. There's a big thing about that now, about games just losing, numbers and just being the name of the game.
I even think that Skate isn't that strong of a name. It's what the game is.
Skate is a reasonably
solid name. Yeah.
For the genre, Skate is a very well-known brand.
Yeah.
I'm just the only skating game I played while growing up was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
What would you have called your live service skating game, Steve?
Grinder.
And it has to be Grinder. Oh, yeah. There we go. A+. There we go.
Yeah, so apparently this game, it's free to play, but there's no pay to win, no map areas locked behind a paywall, no paid loot boxes, no paid gameplay advantages. It has to all be battle passes and cosmetics, I think.
Yeah.
At that point, which is fine.
What else is there? What else is there at that point?
You can charge as much as you like for cosmetics, as long as it's just cosmetics. I could not care. You got to make money somehow.
Yeah.
I will say though, we have had a wave of games that are a bit too in your face about the cosmetics. Log in, it's pop up, and then pop up, and it's don't do that. Just have it there. Have it a shiny button or something, but don't have it so obtrusive.
Don't be Chocobo Racing GP.
Don't be Nikora Blade Point.
It's kind of
Immortal.
There's a lot of games now though that you play them and they're so obnoxious with the free to play bits that I kind of internally think I wish I could have just bought this and not have all this shit.
Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if like you're saying, if this game, I'm gonna play this, I'm gonna love this game. I love the other skates. If it's so in your face, I'd probably just end up thinking I wish I could have just dropped, a full price, 20 quid or a full price game and just have Skate.
20 quid, remove the ads.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
and get some free skins.
It's a whole different discussion, really. But it's almost like coming full circle. I'm trying to think of how to word it, but it's like sometimes I wish I could just pay for it. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Well, it's a bit like when I got my Amazon Fire tablet. It was like I can pay an extra £10 to remove all the ads, like the pop-ups and stuff, but I don't. So every now and then it's just like, the lock screen is a ad for a game that I just have to swipe up rather than having my own lock screen.
See, that would drive me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on that?
Stubborn.
You're too stubborn.
I'm too stubborn.
It's fair enough.
I'm not rich enough to be spending £10 to remove an ad. Like, I'll see your fake Candy Crush clone that you're trying to sell me.
Drive me mad. But yeah, that's the skate stuff. To go off this as well, there was a pre-alpha build that leaked, and people have been playing and digging around in.
That's a good screenshot.
So that's pretty cool. People are just like getting their hands on it. I think it's like a torrent, so it's not like an official drop. It's just the game. Some of the game got leaked.
They should, if they really want to rock the boat, they should just put that out. Like I know it's not finished, but Skate has always been synonymous with like jank anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if they just put out like Grey Box and it was just people physics bugging out and me getting sucked through the floor, like I'd be like, this is fucking great time.
Yeah,
it would be awesome.
Especially if there's still a long period of time between now and release. You could just put that out now and be like, it's not coming out for 3 years or something. But yeah, sure, why not? Go for it.
Yeah,
that would be a very skate culture way to release that game, wouldn't it? Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
At the same time, in terms of like integrity of art or whatever, I do kind of understand a game being so early that it's literally like it's not ready for any kind of consumption, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, because that screenshot that we're looking at here is literally a guy with bonitis twisting in on himself in an area that is, I think the only texture is a road, and everything else is.
It's worse the more you look at it.
Yeah. I just think you bring up like the integrity of art, and I'm going to be thinking really hard about the integrity of art as I like coffin skate my way down a pipe, as I ride my shopping trolley.
Magnific.
Some ramps. Perfecto.
Yeah. Peak art. Hey, if a banana stapled to a wall is art, then that can be art.
True.
Right. That's that one there. Bayonetta 3 has a release date.
And a trailer.
There's a 3.5 minute long trailer on Bayo 3. Anyone who's a fan of Bayo or like, Devil May Cry is super excited because the trailer looks great. The game just looks really good. I am massively excited for this.
I've never played a Bayo game. Like it's a game where I feel like I'd watch someone play it, but it's not a game that I'm like, I'd want to play it myself. The trailer did look interesting. Like they've introduced a new character, I think, or something as well. And
yeah, I can't remember her name. Her name's like V or something.
Yeah, it kind of just looks like again. Lady has cool guns everywhere, and as she's attacking, her clothes become less and less because her clothes are made of her hair, and she uses that for magic. So
it's Bayonetta.
It knows what it does, and it does it well.
You're saying that as if like, that's all it's got, but like, what more do you need, Steve? It's amazing.
I mean, I'm not complaining about that. I'm saying it does it well. Like
I think so. So Bayonetta 1 kind of came out at a point where you had, I think Devil May Cry 4 was out at the time. But the releases were really far and few between, and people that play these games are also usually big fighting game fans as well. There's a lot of crossover because it's like it's very precise timings, combos, just in single player action form. But what Bayo has that's just really just amazing is just the style in these games is really good. Just the character, the animations, the way she acts, talks. Just the moment-to-moment stuff that's happening on your screen just looks and feels really good as you play.
And I read somewhere that there's like a new feature where she can transform or something as well this time?
Yeah, so from what I understand, this is new to this game. She has new forms based on the weapons she's using. So if anyone's played Devil May Cry, you have like Devil Trigger mode, where you go devil for a bit and do this, that, and the other. It's kind of a bit of that, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just Bayonetta 3.
That's a big game, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big drop. There was no Nintendo Direct or anything. It was just
That is
surprise.
surprising
Yeah,
that they
here's,
just like.
here's a trailer. Yeah.
Although I think if they did a Nintendo Direct, it would be like, well, they'd want some Pokemon to show off, and people would be going, Breath of the Wild 2? Is Breath of the Wild 2 there?
Like,
And Metroid? And-
Xenoblade 3 can get its own like 20-minute direct, but Bayo can't get a direct drop.
Well, I think the Xenoblade 3, like, there's a lot of like new features and mechanics in all the Xenoblade games, whereas Bayo, it's kind of like, you know what you're getting. Yeah, but you know what you're getting with it, don't you? Like, did they need like a 20-minute direct?
Surely, like based off of size of brand alone, surely Bayonetta is on the same level at least.
No, true. I agree it's on the same level, maybe even bigger, but like gameplay wise, Xenoblade changes its mechanics that like
I guess, yeah. I just think
but they kind of want to explain it.
I'm not saying
they're trying to sell and make money. What's actually happening in the game shouldn't matter, right? They should be pushing what's going to make them money.
But you're forgetting that Bayo has some assets that are going to make people buy that game.
I think what it comes down to is I'm not saying you need a 20-minute direct for Bayonetta 3. I'm just saying like for them to just drop it out of nowhere and be like, here's a cool almost 4-minute long video. Also, here's a launch day. It's what was it? October 28th, I think.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't even do like we're dropping a trailer for Bayo in like a couple days to even hype it up. It was just like out of nowhere drops.
Literally, yeah.
I do agree. Yeah, that was.
I was at work or something,
weird.
and you just DM'd me on Discord a trailer for Bayo 3, and I was like, you fucking wizard! Where did this come from?
My dad works at Nintendo.
Yeah, your dad works at Nintendo. One last thing to wrap this up is one thing that's getting a bit of attention is there is an on-off version for the clothing in the game called Naive Angel Mode, where in every other game when she does her stuff, there's never any like direct nudity, right?
What the fuck?
There's never any direct nudity.
In the living room without having to worry what's on screen. We think.
Basically, it's just a mode you can turn on that removes under boob and a bit of peach here and there. I just thought that was quite funny. People really like this because
I would have loved it if they had just done pure black sensor bars.
There's stuff in this, at least in Bayonetta 1, that no kind of filter would have covered. There's like audio stuff where you play it and there are like angels like doing very dubious cries and screams. It's like, I don't know if I would want this in the living room, even if stuff was covered up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to have this turned on, obviously.
Do you think anyone's going to turn that off?
No, of course they're not. No one's playing Bayo with their mum.
No one's coming to Bayonetta to be like, or no one's like looking at this like, oh, well, I've always wanted to get into Bayonetta, but now this big boobed moth woman is slightly more covered up. Now I think I'm going to pull the trigger on that one.
I bought a Nintendo Switch for the kids in the living room. We got Mario Party, we got Mario Odyssey, we got Mario Kart, and we got Bayo 3. Like, that's not happening. But yeah, so that's the cool Bayo stuff. You then have, what's this one? Even though I don't know what's coming up. Respawn are working on a new single-player FPS in the Apex Legends universe.
Titanfall? Question mark?
No. It says
Apex Legends universe.
Yeah, that's the death of Titanfall, if ever I heard one.
Yeah, basically it's like rest in peace Titanfall, if anything.
Yeah.
Although
which also happens to be the Titanfall universe, as it says there.
Yeah, I thought they were like similar, but I didn't know how close they were actually tied.
Oh yeah, there are literal characters from Titanfall in Apex.
Oh really? Who?
Yeah. The Valkyrie woman. The new one they added. She has like a jetpack and she flies a Titan.
I haven't played Apex in a long time.
She's like quite old now. Like there've been multiple right,
all right, Steve. I don't keep up with Apex news. Jesus.
Last time I played, there was a character that had a turret.
Last time I played, there was a woman that could make a shop. She had some very thick legs.
Loba. Yeah.
Last time I played, there was a dude who had like gas canisters.
Caustic. He was in the start.
Yep.
It's funny. I love everyone always describes Loba by like, oh, thick legs, but I think one of her thighs, just one, is like the size of her waist. She's so disproportionately massive.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that. That was pretty cool.
It's good.
Yeah.
Apex is pretty popular, so
this next story is probably more from me and Steve.
Yes.
You have Multiversus is getting So open beta on July 26th.
Oh, hold on, I'm excited. I'm kind of excited for this.
Did you play?
I'll play some?
Did you play the last?
No,
Alpha?
fuck no. I'm not going to pay for it. But
We didn't
pay for it.
We haven't paid-
Oh, I thought you had to buy beta access.
No.
I can't keep track anymore.
So July 26th open beta, but a week before
That
they're
doesn't
doing.
matter.
Was it July?
July 19th on Tuesday.
Yes.
The day this podcast comes out.
Yes, and you can get in by. I think they were doing like stream watches again, like Twitch.
Yeah, it'll be if you've got access via being invited, which I think me and Josh have.
Yeah, we'll get in anyway.
Yeah, people can stream it, and you just need to watch any stream for an hour with your account linked, and you get access on the platform of your choice.
Seriously, this game is great. I really love this game.
They've teased Iron Man coming out, which is a new character.
No, not Iron Man. What's the big
Iron
robot?
Giant?
Iron Giant, that's the one.
That's it.
Oh, I'm so much more excited by Iron Giant than Iron Man.
Yeah. I just want to confirm that.
Yeah. Iron Man, I sleep. Iron Giant.
Apparently, they made him like
Real shit.
double the size of other characters in this game as well.
Well, he's a
So
giant
he's-
warbot, isn't he? Yeah, isn't he like the size of a Empire State Building? How are they going to do that?
What they've said so far about his character is that you've seen it. He's twice the size of other characters, and he has a rage mechanic, which fucking God knows what that means.
And,
That's so sick.
For
I'd
those
love
who
it because spoilers for the end of Iron Giant, but he falls into bits, and then the after credits scene, as it were, in Iron Giant is all the bits coming back together to form him. So you should just play as like his hand or something. That would be the way to do that.
One big hand.
Yeah, one
But,
huge hand. Yeah, that would be sick.
And for those who don't know, this is the Warner Brothers Smash Bros. Clone, which is going to be on most of the platforms, but most notably PC, and it's free to play, so anyone can play it.
Multiversus is the name.
Multiversus, and you all should give it a go because I'm going to see about maybe running a tournament if the spectator mode is good.
Yeah, I went into this game thinking this is going to be fucking stupid, and I loved it. I thought it was so much fun.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm excited for it based off your two's glowing recommendations.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to try that
And
out.
it's got single player and multiplayer, but and like twos, and this game has a bigger focus on the duos.
Yeah,
but you can still have fun in the singles as well.
This is a 2v2 game. There are lots of characters that have support mechanisms. So if you can play it, it's going to be interesting to see what's more enjoyable, playing on your own in a game that's based around duos, or playing with a random, which could just be horrible. But the game,
or making a friend, which could be even worse.
That's horrible. Yeah, fuck that. That was that one, and then last news story of the day, I think, is your one, Steve. So you're gonna do this one.
Well, this one, it was pretty big actually. Is Unity has merged with IronSource,
Yes.
which has some drama in and of itself. Where apparently IronSource it's like a mobile ads. They're known for doing mobile ads or something, but apparently they've been known for I did do a little bit of research, but just quickly that they are known for they had a program which installed malware on people's devices.
Nice.
So people were worried about that. But then the CEO of Unity did an interview where he basically said devs who don't fully milk their player base monetization wise are fucking idiots. They're nice, they're great to fight with, but they are fucking idiots for not milking their players for as much money as they're worth,
Peak capitalism, way.
So people are kind of very down on Unity at the moment, which, Unity is one of the bigger engines out there. I think probably half the games out there.
Oh, it's a shame because these companies have thousands of people working for them, and then the whole tone towards it can change because one guy just says something utterly stupid.
Yeah, and people, I was reading a little bit about it on Reddit, and people were saying how IronSource isn't going to make the Unity engine better. It's going to be it's a pure revenue increase.
Yeah.
It's all about ads and stuff. So this is purely money, all about the money. And the CEO on top of that being why aren't you milking all your players for as much money as they're worth? It's So we'll have to see how Unity manages. I'm sure they'll still be fine because in the end people don't care if it's if the product is okay. But it's not a good look.
It's like I say, it's not a good look. The wheels will keep turning, and this will pass. But it's not great for both the platform and the people working on making the platform to suddenly have everyone turn on their engine. I I like Unity. I use it a lot for personal projects and little bits here and there. So it's
it's
sad to see that, but yeah, it's just to come out and say, just to use the words "fucking idiots" is a bit like. How can you say that and not think there'll be backlash? You know what I mean?
Just don't care.
Just don't care. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
More money than sense.
How much of that backlash is actually going to reach him?
You know what I mean? None of it. Basically.
Apparently, he did send out an apology on Twitter, but
I'm sorry. We're sorry. Sorry.
He's just sorry someone picked that quote up.
Yeah.
What fucking idiot took my quote out of context?
Celeste developer, man, fuck Unity. I like that guy.
But yeah, that's all the news for the week. So,
do we do releases quickly?
Yeah, if you're quick.
I've got 3 that I've picked up on that I'm going to see are on your list, Steve.
Okay.
Oh,
I was going to skip some,
Testing Steve now, aren't we?
Okay.
After last week.
On the 19th, we've got Mari and Bayou, which is like a little ant. It looks a bit like, kind of like Ori and the Blind Forest, but
Mari and Bayou.
Did you mean Maria Bayou?
That one. I don't know names. I'm panicked because I have to rush now. This is out on the 19th.
You haven't got a rush. I was.
You haven't got a rush.
Take us
You've got to have the 3 games I've got on my list.
Okay,
so
that one's out on the 19th.
Beat up.
Famous Spanish opera singer Maria Bayou is out on the 17th.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. This looks great. Looks like A Bug's Life, but a game.
It's a co-op game, apparently, so that's why I was thinking. Also on the 19th, we have Stray, which is going to be a bigger release.
I'm looking forward to that.
That does look fun.
I think that's, from what I understand, I get that on PlayStation as part of...
I think so, yeah.
Oh, get you. Are you going to stream it? Because I'd watch that.
I could do, yeah. It's part of, what's the thing? PlayStation Plus. So, I was looking at it on Steam, and I was like, I want to play that. And then I just found out I should just get it. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Cat in Cyberpunk Land. Sick.
Also on the 19th, we have As Dusk Falls, which is a game that I think we saw when we did our reviews of Summer Games Fest.
Oh, yeah, like the one that looked a bit weird.
Oh, God, I see this kid's face everywhere. It's so annoying.
I wasn't sure if it was good. I couldn't remember if we discussed it and were like, oh, it looks interesting or not, but I was just like, okay.
My takeaway was I thought it looked weird, and it kind of grew on me the more the trailer was played.
I've never been more off-put by an art style.
Yeah,
for a game.
I
don't
wasn't
think
liking it. But...
What if a graphic novel was a video game?
Attacked me.
Attacked your eyeballs. He looks too much like McLovin.
I got his stupid haunting eyes are just following me every time I boot up Steam. Or...
Okay, and then on July 20th, we have Stranger of Paradise DLC. I think it's called Dragon something.
So I looked into this. This is the first of their season pass content.
You gonna play this?
I don't think I will. I rented the game anyway, so I don't actually have it anymore. But I could. I think when the season pass is done, I'm gonna go back in and check this out. But anyone that's like, oh, that sounds cool, it actually has massive spoilers for the main game. So don't dig too deep if you're going to play the base game at some point.
Yeah, and you recommended this game, didn't you?
I love this game. I went in thinking like, haha, stupid meme game, and then was like, oh, this is fucking cool.
And it's on PlayStation, Xbox, and Epic Games Store.
Epic Games Store.
Okay, just because Sam said this, now I'm like, oh, I was going to save this for the end as a joke, but Danganronpa S Ultimate Summer Camp is coming out on July 21st.
Danganronpa what?
Ultimate Summer Camp. It's like characters from the Danganronpa series.
Oh,
but
I know
like
this, yeah.
Different ones, and they're in a summer camp. It's like kind of like a filler episode for an anime, but as a game.
Reminder that everyone should play Danganronpa.
It's a Mario Party game, but
yeah, it's like a weird. It's not the main Danganronpa series. It's like Steve's saying, it's like a weird spin-off. It might get meta. It might do some weird shit because Danganronpa is very weird anyway with like meta stuff.
Sam, you wouldn't be recommending an idle game, would you?
No.
Okay.
I looked at upcoming games and I picked out 3. Now, one of them I was biased towards, but it's not an idle game.
Okay, just checking.
I thought were going to be cool.
Okay, and then on July 21st, we have X Zodiac, which Will has streamed.
Woo, that game's great. I'm going to play a bit more of that.
How do you spell it? Is it EX?
EX Zodiac with a K.
Zodiac, yeah.
Oh,
no, just-
Oh,
it
it does have a
says
C.
C.
My bad.
This is the Star Fox clone game.
God, you lot will
And
take anything.
Will recommends it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Man, you're fucking desperate.
Oh, go play another idle game, Sam.
Fight.
And the last game that I noted down was on July 22nd for Switch. We have Live Alive. I think that's how you say it.
Is it like
Could be
live
Live
alive?
Live Alive.
Live alive.
Live Alive. Staying alive.
This is
Lively. Remember that from Black and White?
Black and White. Is that fucking what's his name? Peter Molyneux's game.
Yeah.
Why do I know this? I don't know anything about that game. I just know it's Peter Molyneux's game.
This is a game that has the HD 3D sort of like Octopath Traveler.
HD 3D, or we Xbox 360 now, boys.
HD 2D, sorry, HD 2D. I'm
The crazy world of 3D HD.
Full 1080? No way.
And I
No
think
way.
this is a remake of a Japanese exclusive game from the past.
From the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it looked kind of interesting, but not sure I'd buy it full
It
price.
has a demo you can play right now. I know that. Because it's got like
Yeah.
3 chapters that you can play through. This game is probably cool. We make fun of HD 2D, but Octopath
love
Traveler
the
looks
HD.
cool.
Yeah. And Sam, what did I miss?
Okay, so the 3 games I had.
He missed all 3.
Come out. Yep. All come out on the 20th. The first one is Hazel Sky.
Okay.
It's a single player, it's the atmospheric, story rich kind of exploration game.
Oh, okay.
I saw this and thought this actually looks like this game's been done a couple of times now, but this game actually looks quite cool. It's not
neat
like
art
a side
style.
scroller. It's actually like a 3D, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Cool.
HD
The second
3D,
one-
if you will.
I picked out because this could be a good game for us. It's called Bail or Jail.
I saw
And
the
it's-
thumbnail for this and I was like,
Can I just choose jail now?
It's a fast-paced game of tag.
Oh, cool. Everyone's
Yeah,
having
okay.
everyone's having
Yes.
eureka moments at the same time.
I'm like, oh, I'd like to play this now, actually, maybe.
Yeah.
I love the art
So
style.
I believe it's like 1v3, 1v4, and then when if you're the runaway people, you can bail your
demo.
friends out of jail if they get caught. You know the rules of tag.
There's a demo we could play. Oh, yeah.
Or stick in the mud. And then the third game, this is the one I was biased to, was Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. It's getting a Steam release.
Oh, fuck yeah. I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I
Baldur's
saw-
Gate what?
Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2.
I saw this, but I
Or
see so many
II.
different Baldur's Gate stuff over the years that I'm just like, oh, they look bad to me. So I'm just sorry.
There
Is
you
this
go.
like a
Everything
big release?
Baldur's
This one
Gate
I
is
can
bad.
understand.
You heard it
I can
first.
understand why you missed Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 because it's a port, right, of the PS2 game.
PS2 game, yeah.
So
right.
it is gonna look jank.
Hmm.
But man, the memories of this game.
What's the other one? Because there's Baldur's Gate,
think I might
Dark
play
Alliance,
this
and
one,
then there's
actually.
another one that looks identical to this that I think is also a D&D game. I need to find that.
There was oh my Champions of Norath?
Yes, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
I got your back, buddy. I got your back.
Goddamn. Champions of
Champions of Norath on PlayStation 2.
PS2. Yeah.
PS2.
Yeah, wake me
Jesus.
up when that gets a Steam release.
But,
I'm all over that. I've played that game so much.
Yeah,
2004.
those are the 3 games I saw and was
Yep.
like, I'm gonna see if Steve picks up any of these. I
Good.
picked up a nice single player, a good multiplayer, and an oldie.
I think for me, I was like an hour before the podcast, I like check over the news to see if there's anything that I feel like Josh has missed. I also had to come up with an intro, also check the releases.
Oh, what, Steve? You like?
Oh my
you
God.
like?
I worked so hard.
You like games, Steve? Name every game coming out.
There's actually a bunch this week that I skipped over, but
Name them all.
God, I just closed down the page.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
I can't believe Steve pencils in time to come up with the jokes. I thought he was doing it off the cuff, you know.
No, I sit there saying it over and over so I don't trip up over myself.
What's the round table like on your brainstorming sessions for podcasts?
Oh, it's all me, baby.
Everyone's still listening. Drop an F in the comments for Steve and the time he has to sacrifice for podcast.
I say that as Josh literally does all the hard work.
I don't do nothing. I just throw articles at a Google Docs and then get you lot to talk about it.
And then you do the thumbnails,
And
which
then
are
you have to make the
masterpieces.
actual video, mate.
Thumbnails aren't work. It's art. It's fun. Putting cat ears on Darth Vader is not work, my friend. Right, I'm wrapping this up. Thank you for listening, everybody. It's been another fun week of the podcast. I've had fun this week. You guys enjoyed yourself?
I hated it.
Good shit. We won't see Will next week because he's fired.
Do we have any homework this week for videos to watch or series?
No, there's no homework.
Oh.
There's no homework. You're fine. You're fine.
If I started watching, what was it called? Umbrella Academy.
I would watch
What
it.
would-
I'd rush it.
No, oh no.
Like, you got 3 seasons. I wouldn't worry, Sam.
Okay.
At this point, that's a lot of work for 1 week. You should watch it, 'cause
Mate,
it's
I wasn't
good,
doing
but-
it in 1 week, but
Well, yeah.
you know,
I'll watch it all for tomorrow. I can fit that all in one day.
Have it on while you're sleeping.
There's probably not enough hours, right? Literally not enough hours in a day to watch all of Umbrella Academy.
People do it.
Yeah, no, you couldn't. Like 12 episodes a piece or something.
Yeah.
8 episodes.
Yeah, no, Steve's saying
Yeah,
people
yeah.
do it. No, I mean, there's literally not enough
Physically,
hours.
you cannot make the time. Yeah, if you watch them all back to back,
you
how long
watch
you
3
get.
episodes at a time.
I'll tell you
Oh,
what.
that's
yeah.
a good. Yeah.
Steve-
Watch
And then,
all
like-
of them simultaneously.
Steve's good at
You
maths,
watch
right?
episode 1, 2, and 3, and then you get to the
Yeah.
end, and then you're like, "Oh, that bit makes so much more sense now."
No. I want Steve to... Your homework, Steve. You wanted homework. Here you go. Work out at what speed I have to watch the episodes at to be able to watch every single episode of the Umbrella Academy within 1 day.
You know, I'm just going to put 69 down and expect a B+.
Oh, I'm done. For fuck's sake. Let's sign off. It's too hot in this room and I'm getting all sweaty. Thank you for listening, everybody. My name is BottlerWorks, aka Josh, aka BottlerWorks, on everything. Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. Hit me up. Read my shit posts. Have a fun time. Steve, where can we find you?
Hi, I'm Quikwix on every platform. That's Quikwix without the C.
And Will.
Hello, I'm Olive Meister. You can find me at Olive Meister.
And Samuel.
Hello, I'm Sam.
Yeah, where can we find you?
Here.
Sick. See you next week, I guess.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.